Orange Bowl in Miami, Florida. Fox Sports Net presents Miami Hurricanes football. On their way to the national championship, the 5th-ranked Hurricanes look to continue their hot streak as they take on the Bulldogs of Louisiana Tech. Hi, everybody. I'm Frank Fort. I'll tell you what's happening. My partner, John Kajemi, will tell you why. It may be a little optimistic to say the Canes are on their way to a national championship game, but, John, they are in ideal position. If they can get by this team today, a team that gave Auburn a tussle last week, then they've got Virginia Tech coming in next week in the balance of the Big East schedule. Right now, the Canes are in good shape.
Well, I think, Frank, you're completely on track with your comment there. This is a big game for Miami. They're supposed to win this football game, and that's why the BCS, Miami will move up from that 4th spot with the loss of Nebraska earlier today to Oklahoma, so they will at least be at 3rd. Virginia Tech in a tough battle right now with Pittsburgh, so this is a very important game at the beginning of the year. You count this as a W, but now it really counts how you look, how many points you score, and how impressive you are against the Bulldogs.
And this is a team that had a different cast last year, Louisiana Tech, but they went in Alabama and beat Alabama last year. Now, the Canes defensive backs will get a workout today. The reason why Tech's offense, of course, they had a record-setting quarterback last year in Tim Rattay. They line up and play basically schoolyard football. They don't huddle. They use 4 and 5 wide receivers. Last week at Auburn, they threw 65 passes.
Well, the UM secondary, Frank, better have their track shoes on tonight because the Louisiana Tech offense, they do not huddle, and these guys are going to have to make it happen. Myers, Rumph, and Buchanan. Now, Myers has done an excellent job. He'll be a game-time decision. You see there, 7 passes broken up. Michael Rumph already has a 45-yard interception return for a touchdown against Rutgers. And Philip Buchanan, he'll be called upon to do a great job. He scored on a 77-yard fumble recovery against West Virginia. So these guys are going to have to make it happen. Also, the safeties, Al Blades, 41 total tackles. You see Edward Reed, he leads all the secondary in tackles with 43 total tackles. Also in interceptions with 3. He had a 23-yard interception return for a touchdown against Temple. These are the guys that are going to have to stay on the field for UM's defense, play tough on the corners, but also get some oxygen on the sidelines. They're going to need it in this game.
And Miami will be in that nickel defense most of the night. You'll almost never see them in their base defense. Well, Louisiana Tech's story, they've got a true freshman quarterback because of injury. He got his first start 3 games ago. And Luke McCown, who is a guy Miami initially had on their recruiting list, but he told everybody, I want to stay closer to home. He's from East Texas. He's been lighting it up.
And he can really throw it. Now, Butch Davis recruited this kid, actively recruited him. You see there a Division I freshman record, 47 completions. A huge game last week against Auburn. You see 4 touchdowns, 433 yards. He's averaging 276 yards a game. This guy knows how to stand in the pocket and throw it, and he's only going to get better. He's a freshman, Frank. UM has to be concerned about his pocket presence.
And the key for Miami will be to make him hold the ball an extra second so we can get pressure on him. And he is going to be missing one of his top receivers. Sean Cangelosi will not play in this football game. He suffered a broken leg on the last play of the game against Auburn last week. It's the opening kickoff with the Bulldogs of Louisiana Tech and the Hurricanes of Miami coming up next here on Fox Sports Net.
Hosting a major golf tournament takes a lot of preparation, and no one knows that better than Arnold Palmer. Just ask Susan, his manager. With just one call, Office Depot delivers everything she needs to file dozens of registration forms and stacks of publicity folders. Yet even with all the last-minute details, Susan still finds time to take on an even bigger challenge. 18 holes with the boss.
Taking care of business.
Office Depot, taking care of business.
Today in Florida, 500,000 people went to the doctor. In Jacksonville, a little girl had her hearing tested. A woman in Tampa learned she was pregnant. And in Miami, a father got some good news about his cholesterol. And even though it was a day of 500,000 reasons to worry, it was a good day. Because the last thing on 500,000 minds was health plans, which is exactly the way it should be. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Florida. The best health plan is the one you don't have to think about.
Miami Hurricanes football on Fox Sports Net is being brought to you in part by Nextel. Nextel, how business gets done. Call 1-800-NEXTEL-9. By Office Depot, taking care of business. And by Mercedes. Visit your South Florida Mercedes-Benz Center today. At the Orange Bowl in Miami, Florida, Frank Fort and John Kajemi with you on Fox Sports Net for the Miami Hurricanes. Ranked number 4 in the BCS poll, with Butch Davis at the helm in his 6th year at the University of Miami, going against the Bulldogs of Louisiana Tech. And you see Butch's record, 69% wins, a 45-20 record. The Canes, of course, are 5-1 this year. The lone blemish, the loss early in the season at Washington. Louisiana Tech Bulldogs come in at 2-6 under head coach Jack Bicknell III. His 2nd season at the Ruston, Louisiana school. His overall record 10-9. This was an 8-3 team last year, and a team last year which beat the University of Alabama in Alabama. So, John, it is a different cast of characters. As you mentioned in the open, Tim Rattay, the record-setting quarterback, is no longer there. But they still run that wide-open offense. In fact, this year they are averaging 42 pass attempts per game, which is actually down from last year. It was 51 a game last year, so they're at least making an attempt to run the ball a little bit more.
Yeah, and they're averaging over 70 running plays, or actually total plays in a game. So this offense gets in and out, as you see. Just a beautiful evening for football. 81 degrees, humidity 58%. Clear skies is the forecast, but a little breeze coming from right to left, east to west in the Orange Bowl tonight.
Louisiana Tech won the kickoff, or won the toss, I should say, and has elected to receive. Todd Severs will kick it off. Number 6, Fahim Ali, back deep, along with number 8, John Simon, who is one of the stars of that offense, the all-purpose running back. 76 rushes for 350 yards, also 40 receptions. In fact, he is the leading pass receiver in the country as a running back. And Miami, as you can see, for the first time in my 2 decades in South Florida, wearing all green uniforms. This is the first time they've worn the green jerseys this year. I got to tell you, though, I'm not a fan, if we can drag out the fashion police here a second, I'm not a fan of the all single color uniforms unless it's white.
That's right. You got to have some sparkle in there.
I prefer the green jerseys with the white pants.
Just so we have that on the record.
Here's Severs' kickoff, and it goes out of the end zone for the touchback, and Tech will start 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Yeah, I mean, you know, Colorado and Florida State, and those are schools that have had, on occasion, the all same color uniforms, and I don't like them. I do like Miami's all white, though. Here is Luke McCown, the true freshman quarterback from Jacksonville, Texas. A 70% completion rate, 12 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. And they go 4 wide receivers, and no huddle to start the ball game. Miami begins in their nickel package. Out of the shotgun. McCown. Pass is knocked down and nearly intercepted by Chris Campbell. Well, that could have been 6 right off the bat, John.
Boy, it looked like Chris had it right in his sights. I think he put his head down looking towards the end zone, and the ball fell right between his hands. Big play on 1st down for Miami, almost 6 points for the defense. This defense has been scoring at a record rate, 44 points already by this defense, and just a quick out to the near side of the field. Ball thrown behind, and Chris Campbell almost steps in front for 6 for the Canes.
Miami now with their dime defensive package, 6 defensive backs on the field. Draw play to Simon, bursts through the initial rush and gets up to about the 23-24-yard line. Dan Morgan and Al Blades combining on the tackle. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. Simon will usually be the only running back. A bevy of wide receivers usually in the game, including James Jordan, who leads the country with 68 pass receptions. And a look at the offensive front, Terrence Sykes, Richard, Murph, Corey, and Laverne. 3rd down and about 6 to go for Louisiana Tech. Again, they go with the no huddle. That's Simon in motion out of the backfield. And penalty flags fly. Look to be a false start.
It looked like big number 70, Damian Laverne, the tackle, right tackle for the Bulldogs.
That's our referee, John Smith, who heads the Big East crew today. Here's the Miami defense. Cornelius Green gets his 2nd start, played very well at Temple a week ago along the defensive front. Usually only 2 linebackers in the game in tonight's game against Louisiana Tech because of that offensive set that they use. And Dan Morgan, of course, the All-American and Butkus Award candidate. And usually we'll see 5 defensive backs at least tonight. Mike Rumpf, the big corner from Delray Beach, will have his work cut out against some of the big physical Louisiana Tech receivers. It's 3rd and 11 after the penalty. Simon again in motion. McCown out of the shotgun. Blitz coming on. He delivers complete, but only a minimal gain as the catch made by James Jordan out at the 25-yard line. And Louisiana Tech will be forced to punt after the 6-yard gain.
Yeah, Edward Reed coming right up the middle of that Bulldog offensive line. Comes scot-free. Buchanan on the coverage, but Edward Reed was in the backfield really harassing McCown.
On to punt, Louisiana Tech. It'll be Dustin Upton, freshman from Longview, Texas. Santana Moss stands at his 34. Upton just did get it away. He's run into. Penalty flags fly. It's going to be a 1st down for Louisiana Tech. Here goes Santana Moss to midfield and into Tech territory, but they're going to bring this one back. Looked like Edward Reed ran into Upton.
Yeah, and Butch Davis not happy on the Hurricane sideline.
A 36-yard punt and a 12-yard return, but it's all going to be wiped out as we'll take another look.
Well, the play before, Frank, Edward Reed comes free and harasses the quarterback. This time he's trying to get a piece of the football. Looks like he tries to hold up. I'm not sure if he went into him with intent to knock him down. His momentum was going into the kicker, but he really put on the brakes once he got to the kicker.
Now, from where the line of scrimmage was, if it's the 5-yard variety, and I believe it was, it should give Tech a first down at the 30-yard line. So after a 3-and-out by the Miami defense, the mistake on special teams will cost them a first down and a possession. Butch Davis looking on and getting the explanation. Tech will huddle on the sideline and then bring the offense onto the field. They still have the 4th down marker up.
Penalty in the previous spot. However, the 5 yards will give Louisiana Tech a first down by penalty.
A very complete and comprehensive explanation by John Smith, and it is indeed a first down, as I said. And with 13:08 left to go first quarter, Tech has a new possession and a new life on offense. Now they come out with a 3-wide receiver, trips left, with the tight end Newman set on the right side of the formation. That's Simon in motion. McCown out of the shotgun. 3-step drop, pass complete to Simon, and right away Dan Morgan drags him down after a gain of about 4. Well, certainly the pass coverage skills of not only the secondary, but the linebackers will be tested in this game, John.
Yeah, the Miami defensive secondary, especially the linebackers, are going to have to be in the right spots because John Simon, number 8, the tailback, has 40 receptions on the year. So right in that situation, they move him out of the backfield, get him out in a wide receiver position. You see Dan Morgan in your screen, 44. He's responsible for John Simon. You see almost 400 yards in receiving yards, almost a 10-yard reception average and 3 touchdowns.
On a 2nd and 6. Inside screen, complete to Delwyn Dagg, and he's got some room. There goes Dagg to midfield into Miami territory at the 49-yard line. Leonard Myers and Edward Reed combining along with Chris Campbell on the tackle. That is a pickup of almost 16 yards and a first down for Tech.
Well, Frank, we were talking before the broadcast. Greg Schiano was very concerned about the bunch screen when they go 3 receivers. This time, just set out by himself was Dagg, number 9 on the outside. Makes a nice move to the outside, back to the inside. Nice tackle by Edward Reed, number 20, the strong safety, but not until he gets to midfield.
1st and 10 Tech, just inside Miami territory. 5 wide receivers in the formation. McCown delivers quickly, complete at the Miami 41-42-yard line. James Jordan making the catch. And Damian Lewis coming back to help out on the tackle along with Edward Reed. Pickup, though, was 9 yards. It's 2nd and 1.
Frank, if there's any scheme that really bothers the Miami defense, I think it's this up-tempo, kind of 2-minute hurry-up offense for the continuation, or from the start of the game for the continuation of the game. This gives Miami trouble because there's a lot of space in that secondary. For them to get pressure on the quarterback, they're going to have to bring more people, and Butch Davis knows that. So hopefully everybody will stay in their lanes if you're rooting for Miami and looking for Miami to do well tonight.
2nd and 1. Corey Addison with the handoff will have a first down at the 39-yard line. Picked up only 2, but that was enough. Cornelius Green and Al Blades combining on the tackle for the Hurricanes, but it is a first down for the Bulldogs with 11:31 left to go in the first quarter. Again, this drive kept alive by a running into the punter penalty. Miami has yet to touch the football on offense. 4 wideouts in for Tech. Corey Addison, number 26, is the only running back. Lined up alongside McCown in the backfield. That's Jordan in motion. Fake to Addison. McCown, pass incomplete, intended for Fahim Ali out of Miami Norland High School at the 35-yard line. Philip Buchanan had the coverage. And it'll bring up 2nd and 10 for Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, number 31, Philip Buchanan. We highlighted him earlier in the open. Did a nice job that time running along with James Lewis, number 23, who's in the game in Miami's extra defensive package. But they did a nice job of really looking at Ali come across the football field. Nice positioning that time by Buchanan.
2nd and 10 for Louisiana Tech. Again, 4 wide receivers. McCown's numbers so far tonight. Simon, the only running back, lined up alongside McCown. And Simon going in motion. McCown against a 4-man rush. Over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Ali, and the big hit by Al Blades broke the play up.
Beautiful timing on the play by the free safety, Al Blades, coming up and laying the leather down. 6'2", 205, the senior free safety for the Hurricanes. He has 41 total tackles and has some knockouts on the year. This time he takes the perfect angle. He sees it the entire way. Ali coming across the middle. Al Blades reading the quarterback, Luke McCown, the whole way. Saw his eyes zero in on number 6, and that's where number 7 put the lick on him.
Again, 4 wideouts on a 3rd and 10. Lyman in motion. Blitz coming from Edward Reed. Screen pass set up. It's complete to Daig, but he is dragged down from behind after a gain of only 3 yards. Philip Buchanan with a nice defensive play to cut inside the blocking and prevent a bigger gain. It was a good call against the blitz, John.
Yeah, good call. That time Philip Buchanan really nice, and glad that he's 5'11", 175. He snuck in behind those big bodies, those offensive linemen coming out for the screen. You see right there, he's quicker than those big bodies. He gets underneath the screen and really stops number 9, Daig, on the outside. If it's not for Buchanan and number 44, Dan Morgan, that play goes for a big time yardage.
4th and 8. Upton into punt. Edward Reed standing back at the 10-yard line for Miami. Upton hangs it high. And this ball is into the end zone for a touchback. And with 10:16 left to go here in the first quarter at the Orange Bowl, Miami defense forces the first punt of the game. And the Hurricane offense will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. So the running into the kicker penalty does not cost Miami in terms of points. Costs them a little field position, certainly. About 30 yards worth after Santana Moss had brought the initial punt back to midfield. A look at Ken Dorsey, the sophomore quarterback out of Orinda, California, 6'5", 200 pounds. 179 attempts, 104 completions. That's 59%. And Miami will go to work. And you see the touchdown to interception ratio is outstanding. DJ Williams is the starting fullback for the 2nd week in a row. Dorsey's first pass. It's complete to DJ Williams. Has Greg LaFair in front. DJ to the 30, has first down yardage up to the 33-yard line. Run out of bounds by Quincy Stewart, the zip linebacker, as he's called in Tech's defensive scheme. Here's a look at the offensive lineup for the Miami Hurricanes. James Jackson, who has come on in recent weeks, the starting tailback, and DJ Williams again, as I said, gets his 2nd start. Santana Moss leads the wide receiving corps. Of course, Reggie Wayne is a standout as well, and Ivan Mercer, the starting tight end. And that offensive front has played extremely well lately. Martin Bibla probably had his best game as a Hurricane last week against Temple. The gain was 13 on the pass to DJ Williams. 1st and 10 Canes from their 33. 9:54 left to go in a scoreless first quarter at the Orange Bowl. Santana Moss motioning across the formation. Short side pitch to James Jackson with DJ in front. And Jackson picks up nice yardage to the 39-yard line. A gain of 6. It'll bring up 2nd and 4 for Miami. Here's a look at the Bulldog defense. Clint Ellsworth, a junior from Gilbert, Arizona, leads the front 3. 4 linebackers set for Louisiana Tech. Quincy Stewart with 50 total tackles, 5 of those for loss. And the defensive secondary, and the 2 busiest tacklers on the team are Michael Leonard and Bobby Gray, the safeties, and that's not usually a good sign with the top tacklers.
They're making too many plays.
2nd and 4 for the Hurricanes. Williams and Jackson in the eye behind Dorsey. Dorsey, 3-step drop, complete to Santana Moss, and he gets up to the 48-yard line for a first down. John Michael Leonard and Jason Olford combining on the tackle, but it is a Hurricane first down with 9:37 left to go here in the first quarter.
Nice start, nice simple start for the Hurricanes. They throw the screen to DJ Williams, and you get Santana Moss on the hitch pattern. 2 plays later, you see there almost 17 yards every time he catches the football. Only 1 touchdown, but he's getting in the end zones on special teams with returns and also from the backfield on a reverse. So he's doing a nice job for the Hurricanes this season.
Gain was 8 on the completion to Santana Moss. It's 1st and 10 for Miami. Just past their 47-yard line. Pitch to Jackson. Cuts it inside at midfield. Gets into Tech territory at the 49-yard line. Moses Love, number 68, backup defensive lineman, junior from Yuma, Arizona, making the tackle after a gain of about 4. 2nd and 6 for the Hurricanes.
That was a good sign there by James Jackson. Nothing to the outside. Normally you'd see a tailback with not his experience try to make something happen that really isn't there. That time he saw the lane inside, got a tough 4-yard gain, and it was positive yardage for this Hurricane offense.
Tech, by the way, gives up 238 yards a game on the ground. DJ Williams in motion on the 2nd and 6. Dorsey, quick look, incomplete. Reggie Wayne gets it down to the 27-yard line of Louisiana Tech, where he's taken down by Willie Shepard. And that is a Miami first down with 8 minutes and 33 seconds left to go here in the first quarter.
And Reggie Wayne shaking his head going, hey, good throw, because that ball was in the air well before Reggie Wayne broke on the post pattern. Nice timing by Ken Dorsey. He hits his 5th state. This ball is gone, and it's a rope down the middle of the field. You see a nice job by Reggie Wayne splitting the defenders. Sometimes you pop out of that, and you'll get squirted right to the end zone. He did a good job of securing the football. 1st and 10, Hurricanes.
Gain was 22 on the completion of Reggie Wayne on 1st and 10 from the 27. Out of the eye, Dorsey To the outside, complete to Moss at the 20, and run out of bounds with first down yardage at the 16-yard line. Bobby Gray, number 19, the safety, had to come over and shove Santana out of bounds, but it's an 11-yard gain and a Miami first down.
Frank, this is a great night to throw the football, and right away you can see Ken Dorsey is throwing bullets outside. Just a perfect pass. It's a little simple out to Santana on the far side of the football field, but 2 throws in a row. Ken Dorsey throws a rope on the short post to Reggie Wayne. That time a nice out route to Santana Moss. This Hurricane offense moving with 8:09.
First and 10 Canes, just outside the 15-yard line. Jackson with a hole to the 10, and only a good tackle by Bobby Gray prevented that from being a touchdown. As it is, it's a gain of almost 6 yards.
Yeah, nice tackle on the outside. You see James Jackson's season numbers, 420 yards, 5 touchdowns, 88 rushing attempts. That time he almost a step away from getting into the end zone, making this a 6-0 lead.
Clock moving with 7:46 to go in the first quarter. No score between the Miami Hurricanes, ranked 4th in the BCS Bowl, and the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs. Second and a short 5 for Miami. They go with Williams, the fullback. DJ to the 5, to the 2, powers down close to the 1-yard line. The 2 safeties, John Michael Leonard and Bobby Gray, combining on the tackle, but it's a first and goal for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, and those 2 guys really lead the team in tackles, Bobby Gray and John Michael Leonard. 68 and 53 respectively, but what toughness DJ Williams showing there. A nice move through the hole, through the offensive line. Watch him bob and weave. Once he finds a lane, he goes north and south and then just initiates the contact, running over Leonard, number 10. He's got some power. He looks like the Incredible Hulk in this all green, Frank. Number 17 going close to the Hurricane touchdown.
And credit Brett Romberg and Robert Williams with pancake blocks on that play. And now we have a timeout called. It was taken by Louisiana Tech. So the Tech defense reeling a little bit with 7:09 left to go in this first quarter. And we will take a timeout as well from the Orange Bowl. 7:09 left to go in the first. Miami nothing but threatening, and Louisiana Tech nothing.
The E-Class, perhaps the most desirable car in the world.
Love to love you, baby.
Your money can still go pretty far if you know where to go. Go to Verizon Wireless and your voice and your money go further. Our new value kits give you everything you need to go wireless. Get a Nokia digital phone, hands-free headset, and up to 500 free home overdraft minutes for $49.99. Hurry to a Verizon Wireless Communications store near you or call 1-866-2-JOIN-IN. Verizon Wireless. Join in.
7:09 left to go first quarter. Hurricanes nothing, Louisiana Tech nothing, but the Canes on the Tech 1-yard line. This will be the 9th play of the Miami drive. So far, 4 runs for 22 yards, 4 passes for 56 yards, and Ken Dorsey has completed all 4 of his attempts on this possession. Double tight end for the Canes. This is James Jackson with the football behind a DJ Williams block, and he did not get in. They mark him down just shy of the goal line. It'll be second and goal for Miami.
Looked like James Jackson going through the hole as he wanted to accelerate. Really, his feet came from underneath him and really didn't get the traction to get into the end zone. See if we can see it from the end zone shot high up above. 21 trying to streak into the end zone right here. Looks like he slid on the back of number 17, DJ Williams' foot, and that's why he didn't get in. Really tripped over his own fullback.
3 tight ends in the formation for Miami. They give to Jackson. Jackson into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. It's JJ all day, every day. James Jackson with the 1-yard touchdown. And with 6:30 left to go first quarter, it's Miami 6, Louisiana Tech nothing.
We'll make it 6 touchdowns on the season for James Jackson, number 21. He gets into the end zone. Nice second effort to get in off the right side. Credit Biblin, Gonzalez, and Romberg. LaFear and McKinney that time. Double-digit number of plays getting into the end zone. Number 21 makes it 6-0.
And really, John, that's what Miami wants to do. They want to, usually it's the less talented team that wants to shorten the game up, as Todd Severs is on for the conversion try, and he knocks it through for a 7-0 lead. It's a 10-play, 80-yard drive, 3 minutes and 45 seconds off the clock. Usually it's the less talented team that wants to shorten the game. In Miami's case, they want to keep the defense off the field. They would like more ball possession than normal tonight. 6:30 left to go first quarter. Canes lead it 7-0.
I told you this would work.
Good call, Dave. Excellent venue. Who do you think's getting married anywhere?
Guys, someone's coming.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing? Are you here with the bride or the groom?
The groom.
Bride. Nice to meet you.
Guys, I think they're on to us.
Hey, I think they're on to us.
Having one on the house? Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
आदाबर्स विक्रम शो से हम आपका स्वागत करते हैं। आज मेरे साथ एक मशहूर मेहमान अरुण दाती।
दो खिलाड़ियों का नाम अरुण दाती और भारत है। मगर ये देखो क्या हो रहा है। दोनों खिलाड़ी अब तैयार है। वो एक दूसरे के पास है। हंगामा हुआ। अरे यार एक दूसरे गलत आदमी को मारा। ये गड़बड़ हो रहा है। ये मामला मेक्सिको की सालगिरह लगता है। ये दीवानों का मेला लगता है। अरे क्या हो रहा है।
Hi, I'm Ned Smith. If you want to get away to a tropical island paradise, Atlantis and Fox Sports Net want to make your dreams come true. Your fantasy vacation could be just a click away. Now through November 26th, log on to Atlantis.com, click on the What's New box, and look for the regional sports report icon to register for the weekend getaway to Paradise Sweepstakes. You could be on your way to a 3-day adventure for two at the luxurious Atlantis Paradise Island Resort. So log on, double-click, and enter today, courtesy of your 11 p.m. regional sports report at Atlantis Paradise Island.
Today in Florida, 500,000 people went to the doctor. In Jacksonville, a little girl had her hearing tested. A woman in Tampa learned she was pregnant. And in Miami, a father got some good news about his cholesterol. And even though it was a day of 500,000 reasons to worry, it was a good day. Because the last thing on 500,000 minds was health plans, which is exactly the way it should be. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Florida. The best health plan is the one you don't have to think about.
Now, during Chevy Truck Month, hit the road with the Chevy Silverado, with the most powerful V8 of any 4x4 half-ton pickup. And now, Silverado comes with something even more powerful. 3.9% APR financing on 2,000 Silverado half-ton pickups. Get Silverado with 3.9% financing from the family of dependable, long-lasting Chevy trucks. Truck Month at your Chevy dealer now.
Frank Fort and John Congemi back at the Orange Bowl with you on Fox Sports Net. 1st and 10 Hurricanes at their 26-yard line. Najee Davenport now in at fullback, replacing DJ Williams. This is James Jackson with the football. Jackson to the 30, moving backward and gets close to the 32-yard line. Number 42, Brian Bradford there on the tackle for Louisiana Tech. It's a gain of 6 on first down. And it'll bring up 2nd and 4 with 4 minutes 42 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Bryant McKinney, number 78, Miami's big left offensive tackle, is playing with a big wrap on his left hand. He dislocated the left ring finger last week during practice before the Temple game, and then re-dislocated it during the game. But he is back in there and playing. On a 2nd and 4, Davenport in motion. Dorsey will throw it to Davenport, complete at the 35, shakes one tackle, and is drilled down right at the first down marker. Michael John Leonard and Carlin Thomas, number 92, combining on the tackle, but it appears that Najee got enough for a Miami first down, and he did on the gain of 5.
Well, it's good to see Najee Davenport in the football game. It looked like a little bit of a hot read. Linebackers coming. Ken Dorsey wants to get rid of the football quick to his free releaser. That would be the fullback, number 4, Najee Davenport. Gets enough for the first down, but Najee's in there because DJ Williams goes to the Miami Hurricanes locker room. Looks like some problems with that neck, Frank.
1st and 10 Hurricanes. We'll have an update on Williams after this play. Jackson with the football. Jackson with some room to the 40. Bust through 45, 50. James Jackson finally knocked down by Bobby Gray in Tech territory at the 49-yard line. But James Jackson with a 14-yard gain and a first down. Here's the word on DJ Williams. He is going in for x-rays. He's not expected to return this half. It is a right shoulder injury.
Yeah, it looked like a burner or something up by his neck. Hopefully he'll be okay, but right now, number 21, James Jackson, doing a nice job going off the blocks of Nijay Davenport in that left side of the Miami Hurricane line. Watch the cut right here. Does a nice job of getting back into the football field. Good patience that time by James Jackson.
9:37 left to go first quarter. Hurricanes leading 7-0 with the football in Bulldog territory. And there was movement along the line of scrimmage. Penalty flags fly, and the play is stopped. And here's John Smith.
Dead ball, false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Well, that'll move it back to the Miami 46-yard line on the false start penalty and bring up a 1st and 15. As Butch Davis and his running backs coach Don Stollinger, you saw on the screen, look on. Be a shame if the Canes lost DJ Williams for any period of time, because he is really just starting to find a rhythm and find his place in college football, sort of redefining that fullback position for the Hurricanes. On a 1st and 15, fake to Jackson. Dorsey with Davenport wide open at midfield. Najee spinning to the Tech 40, and it takes 4 or 5 players to stop him a yard shy of a first down. Leonard, number 10, Olford, number 18, among the first to hit him, but it's a gain of 14 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 1 for Miami.
And Frank, credit Santana Moss. This is the little things you do to open up other players. Santana Moss takes an outside release and turns the back at Jason Olford. He can't see the fullback coming in from inside out. And number 42, Brian Bradford, runs into Jerome Wallace. They run into each other at the linebacker spot. That leaves Nijay Davenport wide open in the flat.
2nd and 1 for Miami. Dorsey with hand signals to his wide receivers. Give to Davenport out of the fullback spot. He'll get only a yard and a half. And he is very close to the first down. They may have to measure on this one. He didn't get a great spot. Brian Bradford, number 42, making the tackle. And they are indeed going to measure for a first down with 2:29 left to go in this first quarter at the Orange Bowl. Very, very pleasant evening for football. Temperature around 80-81 degrees, but low humidity, under 60%.
Oh, it's a great night to play and a great night to throw the football. And right now, Kenny Dorsey is throwing the football very effectively. As you see, the Hurricanes coming up about a football length short of the first down. That'll bring up 3rd and 1 for this Cane offense.
And Miami will go with the double tight end as they bring Wayne and Moss out of the game. And Andre King is the only wide receiver in the formation, number 84. This is just what Miami would like in this game, John. You know that Tech isn't as talented, but you don't want to give them those 70, 75 snaps that they've been averaging and really tire out your defense and give them opportunities to make plays. You want to keep control of the football. Their biggest asset is their offense. You want to take that away, and you do that by ball control. 3rd and about the length of a football for Miami. Mercer in motion. Gives to Jackson. Jackson will have a first down. Michael John Leonard, the safety, coming up to make the tackle. Give Jackson gain of 2 yards and enough for a first down. That'll move the chains with 2:13 left to go in the first quarter.
And a young Hurricane fan happy about the result of moving the chains there.
And it is bring kids to the ballpark day.
That's right.
Paid admission for an adult would get 2 kids, I believe, under the age of 10 or 13 into the ballpark today for free. So a nice promotion by the Hurricanes, trying to get some young fans. 1st and 10 Miami, just inside the Virginia Tech 38-yard line. Davenport in motion. Dorsey, good blitz pickup by James Jackson. Dorsey has to get rid of the ball and throws it out of bounds, just threw it away as Andre King was well covered in the Louisiana Tech secondary.
That was a nice job by Ken Dorsey, just knowing that not to force the issue downfield. A busted play, you don't want to make a bad play worse, so he ends up throwing it into the Tech sidelines. Good heads-up decision that time by the sophomore quarterback.
And Dorsey's first incompletion in 7 attempts in this football game. Take a look at James Jackson, the running back, picking up the blitz.
Yeah, did a nice job. Just going to point that out on Stewart, number 25. And he steps up, doesn't see anything down the football field, so just elects to sling it into the sideline.
2nd and 10 Hurricanes with 1:46 left to go first quarter. Dorsey with a blitz on. Well picked up. Throwing it deep and overthrows for Santana Moss at the Tech 10-yard line. Make it Darryl Jones, number 1. Pretty good coverage out there from Olford and Leonard.
You see Kenny Dorsey patting himself on his chest. He did take a shot. That time they were in a bit of a too deep coverage, so it would have taken a good route on the outside and a good a bite on the fake. He tried to pump the first fake, get him down the football field, and Darryl Jones, you can see he's going to fake the pump fake right here. Bang, tries to get him to stop and start again on Jason Olford. Just over the top help that time by Michael John Leonard, number 10, prevented the completion.
Yeah, he was giving him a 10-yard cushion, though. There's no way he was going to bite on anything like that. He was way off Darryl Jones. Miami now with 3 wide receivers in on a 3rd and 10. Reggie Wayne in motion back toward the formation. Dorsey under pressure, steps up and throws incomplete. And Andre King looking for a flag, and he's going to get one from the back official. Looks like it's going to be a holding call against Louisiana Tech. It is a hold on the Bulldogs.
Looked like Andre took a long time coming out of that break. The ball went sailing over his head, and there was a reason why. He was being held coming out of the break.
Curtis Speller, number 31.
Doing a forward pass play. When the pass crosses the neutral zone, gets the defense, 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And an automatic first down as you look at Andre King, the senior out of Fort Lauderdale. Andre with 6 catches coming into the game, an 11.3 average and 1 touchdown. So the Canes get new life on the holding penalty just inside the Tech 28-yard line. A minute 35 left to go first quarter. Miami up 7-0. A James Jackson 1-yard touchdown. The only score on the board so far. On a 1st and 10, that's Jackson. Jackson fumbles the football, and Tech's going to recover at the 23-yard line. Bobby Gray, the safety, comes up with the loose ball. And one of the weaknesses of Miami this year, maybe one of their only weaknesses, John, they've left the ball on the ground an awful lot.
Yeah, you're right. And Bobby Gray, that's the guy that makes plays happen for this Tech defense. He leads the team in total tackles. That time, the strong safety in the right spot. And Jackson looked like just got a hand on the football. Butch Davis, you see there telling him not worry about it. But you can't do that going in, especially when you cross the 30-yard line. Right there, a nice play. Looked like 42. Brian Bradford, the linebacker, on his back, and Gray right there for the fumble recovery. See if we can see if a hand gets in here and strips the football away. Right there, 42. Brian Bradford came in with a tough tackle up top, caused the fumble.
Back to live action, a pass incomplete, intended for the tight end David Newman. That is Miami's 14th lost fumble on the season. They've only thrown 1 interception. 2nd and 10 upcoming for Butch Davis's crew. Tech will have it 2nd and 10 from their 23. A minute 25 to go first quarter. Canes go now with the dime defensive package, 6 DBs in the game. Tech, of course, again spreading the formation. They'll do this all night. McCown under center for the first time. Penalty flags fly, and we'll see what this is.
Looked like there was some movement right over the center guard on Tech. Looked like their offensive line was jumping around a little bit.
Dead ball, snap infraction.
It is a false start against the Bulldogs, and that will move it back inside their 20-yard line and bring up a 2nd and 15.
Well, this is something Coach Bicknell doesn't want to do, is move backwards and get his freshman quarterback into situations where he has to throw the football down the field. Right now, 2nd and 15 to go on their own 19-yard line. Not a situation you want to put your young quarterback in.
Penalties so far tonight, 4 on Louisiana Tech, 3 on the Hurricanes. Late changes for Miami. James Lewis just getting off the field, and that might be an illegal substitution penalty.
Timeout's charged to Miami.
Timeout, Miami. Well, they didn't break the huddle with 12. That's the one thing. Neither team is huddling, so
right.
you can't be called for breaking the huddle with 12 guys. Butch Davis is lodging a complaint with John Smith, saying they're starting with 12 guys standing on the field and then bringing 1 guy off.
You see him right there. He says 2 guys are on the field and 1 guy's going off, and I need to know what's a penalty and what isn't a penalty.
Well, you see Butch pleading his case, and this is a big bone of contention with Butch. I know this for a fact. You know, there's a rule that you can't break the huddle with 12 guys, but now with teams going no huddle, his interpretation is, well, are you allowed to stand around with 12 or 13 guys out there? Then what do we do? You know,
right.
Why are we put at a disadvantage as a defense?
Because we're reacting to what they have left on the football field.
Exactly right.
Looks like he's satisfied with the answer.
Well, maybe not, but he's going to accept it for now. John Smith, probably the best official the Big East has. There's 1:25 to go. Miami burning their first time out of the first half. Both teams have used one.
Frank, a pair of 11s at quarterback for Miami and Louisiana Tech. Very impressed with the way they're throwing the football this evening.
Yeah, both very good young quarterbacks. In fact, there's several young quarterbacks around the country that have done extremely well this season. Tech now with 2 running backs surrounding McCown. Addison and Simon. McCown on the 3-step drop. His pass complete to Simon. Dan Morgan right there to run him down at the 20-yard line. And a late penalty flag coming in.
Yeah, it looked like on number 26 for Tech.
Corey Addison throwing some late blocks at Al Blades and Mike Rumpf. It's a personal foul on Louisiana Tech. And as you said, this will drive Jack Bicknell crazy.
Yeah, you can't hurt yourself in situations like this, especially with this crowd getting into it for the Hurricane defense. You won't see it at the end of the play. Nice throw on the outside, and great patience by Dan Morgan. He's hawking John Simon from the minute he leaves the offensive backfield.
That'll bring it back to the 10-yard line. The gain was 2 on the play, out to the 20. Minus half the distance on the personal foul. That'll bring it back close to the 10-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and long.
And you can see,
John has to get out to their own 34 for a first down.
And you can see on the sidelines, Coach Bicknell not happy with Addison's decision to do that down the football field. And Frank, we get an update on DJ Williams. He's out for the game with that right shoulder separation. So that hurts the Hurricane offense big time.
Well, we hope he's back next week in time for Virginia Tech. 3rd and 24. Arthur Jefferson, number 21, reports in as a running back for Louisiana Tech. McCown on the rollout, throwing incomplete, intended for Ali, and then he took a shot from Al Blades. Well, there was an Ali who once said, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, and that time it was the guy named Ali who got stung.
That's right. He got hit with a right hook, looked like that time from Al Blades. This secondary flies to the football, and you have to keep your head on a swivel if you're a receiver for Tech tonight, because guys will be coming with green jerseys from all angles. You see right there Al Blades trying to deliver the knockout punch that time to Ali, number 6.
Dustin Upton will kick from his end zone. Santana Moss standing at midfield.
Great opportunity to force the bad kick again here, Frank.
Canes have blocked 1 punt this year. Upton gets it away. Pretty good kick against the wind, sending Moss to his 48-yard line, avoids the first tackler, gets into Tech territory, and finally spins out at the Louisiana Tech 43-yard line. A 42-yard punt and a 9-yard return by Santana Moss. And the Canes will snap it. 1st and 10 from the Tech 43 with a minute to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, nice kick by Upton, but an even better return. Sometimes just those 10 or 12-yard returns are what you're looking for. You're looking for field position, and Santana did the smart thing. Didn't try to make a big play. Took what was there. Gets the Hurricane offense on the other side of the 50, moving towards that Tech goal line.
Yeah, very clear that Louisiana Tech doing some directional punting tonight. They're not going to kick it to Santana in the middle of the field. So with DJ Williams out for the remainder of this game, Najee Davenport lines up as the Hurricane fullback on a 1st and 10.
I'd like to see him go up top here.
Dorsey sets up the screen, set it up well, but Jackson couldn't hang on at the 47-yard line. Appeared to be only one Tech defender in the immediate vicinity. That could have gone for some big yardage, but James could not hold on to the football.
Yeah, the offensive line had a nice screen set up that time. The offensive linemen, Romberg and Bibla and Gonzalez, everybody in the right position, especially on the left side. You see the total yardage. Louisiana Tech only 6 rushing yards and 58 passing yards. Miami will take a timeout, but not until they have 75 yards passing and 52 yards rushing.
55 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Miami with a 7-0 lead. And Butch Davis will talk it over with his young quarterback.
Looked like Brett Romberg, number 66, on the sidelines of Miami, having a little problem either with a shoulder or the right side, his arm or his hand. He's walked off to the sideline. That'll bring in Scott Puckett, number 63, to center for the Hurricanes.
Well, it is his right hand, and that, of course, is the hand he snaps with. And Ken Dorsey very smartly took a timeout. You don't want to have any center quarterback exchange problems here.
Yeah, he'll get some.
Turned it over once.
He'll get some snaps with Scott Puckett. See on the sideline here.
Scott, number 63, the 6'3", 275-pound junior out of Dallas, Texas. Looks like the right pinky finger of Brett Romberg is what they're working on, and they're going to take him into the locker room. Brett, the sophomore out of Windsor, Ontario, done an excellent job in his first year as a starter for Miami. Well, this could be some kind of dislocation or a break.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a dislocated finger. Anytime you're in pain like that.
Well, I've had my pinky dislocated once, and it's not pleasant.
It's not a fun thing to put it back and make it go north and south either.
Yeah, it tends to go east and west.
That's right.
And when you pull it out, it's not the best thing in the world for you. 2nd and 10 Hurricanes with the new center Scott Puckett and Santana Moss in motion. Dorsey on the reverse to Moss. Has McKinney out in front. Good block from McKinney. Good block from Wayne. Santana still inbounds. Cuts it back, and he'll score. Santana Moss to the house. A 43-yard touchdown. His 2nd rushing touchdown of the year, and Miami leads it 13-0.
Terrific balance displayed by Santana Moss along the Miami sideline, but Frank, credit Bryant McKinney. He didn't look ahead. He knew that Santana Moss can make people miss that he can see. He wanted to make sure no one would get him from behind or on a difficult angle. A great block, but just a terrific run by Santana Moss, pushing the score to 13-0 Hurricanes.
His 5th touchdown of the year, his 2nd rushing. He's got 1 receiving and 2 for punt returns. The conversion attempt from Todd Sievers is up and good, and with 45 seconds left to go in the first quarter, it's now Miami 14, Louisiana Tech nothing. The Hurricanes with a 2-play, 43-yard drive, and Santana Moss taking it to the house, and watch for 78 McKinney and 87 Wayne with the key block.
Yeah, you mentioned Wayne. Nice fake on the inside to James Jackson. Now it's all speed, but watch 78 come back. He kicks back, and now right there downfield, Santana Moss. It's all Santana Moss's speed, set up by Reggie Wayne, the block at the point of attack. He gets in, makes a nice cut about the 10-yard line, and he's in for the touchdown. But watch McKinney, 78. All linemen know, they know where they have to be. Nice block right there. And then a nice block down the field. Anytime you've got the ball in Santana Moss's hands, down the football field, everybody, you see linemen at the 10-yard line, they're trying to make it good things happen because they know he can find the end zone.
And what made it a good block from Reggie Wayne, it wasn't the amount of contact, but he tied up the guy downfield, then peeled back and just got enough of the pursuing guy to give Santana that extra couple inches of room, and that's all he needs.
It's just like a pick play. Just get your body in the right position, and Santana Moss will be able to cut off the block.
So with 45 seconds left to go in the first quarter, the Canes are up 14-0. And Todd Sievers will kick it off. Fahim Ali, number 6, and John Simon, number 8, are back to receive for Louisiana Tech. Here's the kick from Sievers. This one is returnable. It's Simon at the goal line. Reverse to Ali. And that fooled absolutely nobody. He's down at the 12-yard line. Number 29, James Scott, on the special teams tackle for the Hurricanes. The Canes, Mr. Do-Everything. He defends passes. He works on special teams. He's run the ball for 2 touchdowns in his career.
He scores touchdown. This one might be the least glamorous, but he gets down on special teams. You see Mosier there first, and then number 29 coming in. He's a blur on the tackle. James Scott, big tackle on special teams.
So Tech will snap it 1st and 10 from their own 12-yard line. DJ Williams has returned to the Miami sideline, but in street clothes with his right arm in a sling. And that would be a shame if he's got to miss next week's game. McCown, 8 of 11 tonight for 58 yards, lining up under center. 4 wide receivers in the formation. 3-step drop, quick pitch out, complete to Jordan. He's got some room at the 20. Now Blades runs him out of bounds, finally up at the 26-yard line, and a flag down as Blades continued to tackle out of bounds. So it is a first down for Louisiana Tech.
We talked about
myself. I'm thinking about next week already, but I shouldn't.
Personal foul you see there now, number 7, Al Blades. And we talked about bad penalties. Corey Addison for Tech on the previous series made a bad block down the field, cost them 15 yards. Now you see the play to the outside. James Jordan, he's going to get all that he can get. Al Blades just needs to let go right there. And you see number 83, Jordan, try to push off again. But the plays, he's already out of bounds.
Yeah, but he doesn't throw him down. I mean, I don't understand why this is a penalty.
Well, he's trying to drag him down out of bounds.
But he lets go. I disagree with you, John. I don't think that's a penalty. He realized he's out of bounds, and he lets the guy go. I disagree with that call completely. If you slam the guy down in that situation, yeah, then it's a penalty. But he realized he was out of bounds, and he let him go. Well, a Big East crew made a call that I disagree with. There's a shot. Here's Simon on the carry. Got away from one tackle, got away from another. Here's Simon into Miami territory, and finally cut down at the Miami 37-yard line. Edward Reed had to make the tackle.
Boy, nice tough running by John Simon that time, breaking some arm tackles at the point of attack and then continues down the field for a nice play, nice running play that time by the Bulldog offense. You see right there, runs right through the arm tackle at the line of scrimmage, then avoids number 8, Michael Rumpf, and he's off to the races to the outside.
Gain was 22 for John Simon. Simon leaving the ball game, and Addison, number 26, back in. And again, now penalty flags fly, and this will be an illegal substitution against Louisiana Tech.
And
so I guess Butch, yeah.
Very happy about that call.
He put a bug in the ear of John Smith, and John listened to him, at least on that particular situation.
You know, DJ Williams not coming back. Brett Romberg has a fractured right pinky finger. He will return later in the game.
Penalty of 5 yards brings it back to the Miami 42-yard line.
And there's DJ on the sidelines. You don't like to see that arm in a sling.
Before that last run by Simon, Tech had run the ball only twice for 6 yards. We have reached the end of the first quarter here at the Orange Bowl. And after 15 minutes of play, it's the Miami Hurricanes 14, Louisiana Tech nothing. As we approach Halloween here in South Florida and around the rest of the country, we'll be back with second quarter action right after this on Fox Sports Net.
After Hurricane Andrew, insurance companies tried to drop 800,000 policies.
We set deadlines for those claims to be taken care of. The industry took us to federal court, but we won.
I couldn't even afford insurance for my daughter until Tom started the Healthy Kids Corporation.
150,000 kids have insurance who didn't before.
That man fought for me when I had nothing left.
We need Tom Gallagher's bold, innovative leadership again.
Ladies, do you think clipping is just for coupons? Or safety is just a type of pin?
I'm Jade Alexander. Learn football with the Y100 Chicks at 6.
And me, Jan Wanstead, at the Miami Dolphins Football Women's Clinic on November 7th or the 14th.
All you have to do is call 954-452-7100 and learn from coaches.
Special guest, even TD, our mascot. Classes are $30 and benefit the Miami Dolphins Foundation.
So get your football fix with the Miami Dolphins and the Chicks at 6. Give me back the ball.
It's a breakthrough sports news program that has everyone talking. For all the latest news on your favorite national teams, get your complete coverage on the National Sports Report, Monday through Saturday at 10 p.m. and midnight. A full hour of the latest scores, highlights, and exclusive interviews, and more. The National Sports Report, tonight at midnight, only on Fox Sports Net. And it's happy Halloween for the Ibis.
Yeah, check him out.
The Ibis and the Great Pumpkin. First and 15 as we begin the second quarter for Louisiana Tech from the Miami 42-yard line. Again, McCown out of the shotgun. Four-man rush. He stands in and throws, and nearly intercepted by Philip Buchanan, and he would have scored. Pass intended for Fahim Ali.
Well, that's the first ill-advised pass you saw the freshman throw tonight, and it looked like number 31, Philip Buchanan, was running the route that time. Just a great job defending.
Second and 15 for the Bulldogs out of Ruston, Louisiana. Again, 4 wide receivers in the formation with John Simon the only running back. Total yardage so far, Miami 170, Louisiana Tech 100. They'll get some yardage. It's tough to stop this offense completely. McCown over the middle and threw it too low. Intended for Jordan, but he was triple teamed by James Lewis, Aaron Mosier, among others.
Yeah, it looked like Ali, number 6, underneath, was wide open on the play. That time, as you said, a lot of green jerseys around James Jordan, the leading receiver. That time, McCown passed up an easy first down or an easy completion in front of Jordan that time. Fahim Ali on the under route. You said, Frank, before this game, look for Tech's offense to run a lot of double ends, one underneath and then one over the top. That time, the young quarterback missed the underneath.
Third and 15 for Louisiana Tech. They're 0 for 4 on third down so far in this game. McCown against the 3-man rush. The pump fake sets up the screen to Simon. Simon will be run out of bounds by James Lewis at the Hurricane 34-yard line. It's a pickup of about 6 or 7 yards, and it'll bring up 4th and 9. Excuse me, 4th and about 7.
Now there's a big breeze coming east to west here in the Orange Bowl tonight. Still would be a long field goal attempt.
It's 4th down, and Tech would have to reach the Miami 27-yard line. They're currently on the 34. So on 4th and 7, they will send in their field goal kicker, Josh Scobie, number 23. Maxi Causey, the backup quarterback, will be the holder, and this will be a 51-yard attempt. Snap is down, kick on the way, and it is good. A 51-yard field goal for Josh Scobie. His long this year had been 39, and he is now 6 of 9 on the year in field goal attempts. So Tech is on the board with 14:39 left to go in this second quarter. We'll take a break. The Hurricanes lead at 14-3, but Josh Scobie has the Bulldogs on the board.
Hi, Panther fans. I'm Jeff Rimmer.
I'm Bridget Whitney. And I'm Christy Berry.
We're here to face off for families. Fox Sports Net and the Panthers need you to help us provide meals to hundreds of South Florida families this Thanksgiving. Just bring non-perishable food items like these to the Panthers game on the 10th of November.
With your donation, you could win an autographed Panthers jersey.
All food collected goes to benefit families in the local area.
We'll see you November 10th. Face Off for Families, a partnership between the Florida Panthers, Fox Sports Net, and you.
Calling all Hurricane fans, don't miss the Big East Showdown when Virginia Tech arrives in the Orange Bowl on November 4th to face the Hurricanes. Virginia Tech tickets are still available, but are going fast. Order yours today by calling 1-800-GO-CANES. It's Virginia Tech in Miami next weekend right here at the OB. It's a 12 noon kickoff. Louisiana Tech on the board on the Josh Scobie 51-yard field goal. It was a 6-play, 54-yard drive. And there is a look at Scobie, the freshman from Longview, Texas.
Yeah, Louisiana Tech playing with a lot of confidence tonight, especially offensively, moving the football down. They score on a long field goal, but very confident tonight.
There's Scobie's kick. Darryl Jones, 5 yards deep, will bring it out. Darryl looking for some open space. Got away from one man. Racing up the sideline, Darryl Jones finally pushed out of bounds at the 31-yard line, and penalty flags fly as well. You know what? This is going to go against Tech, John, and I'm not sure about this. They're getting really picky on these hits out of bounds when it's like a foot out of bounds, when you can't pull up.
This one's being called on intent only, I think, because he whiffed right here. But let's see if he's out of bounds. He clearly takes himself out of bounds. That shot would have been delivered about 3 or 4 yards out of bounds. So if the officials are going to be consistent about this, I don't mind it, because he's clearly about 3 yards out of bounds when he goes in and gives up his body for the hit. And you can see there, coach is saying, hey, we got to play football, but the officials are being consistent on this call tonight.
Yeah, they're being consistent on it, but I've disagreed with both of those. They're so borderline, and how does a guy pull up with one stride left to a guy when he's a foot and a half out of bounds? I mean, it's really almost impossible to do physically. Up the 15, cost Tech some yardage up to the 46-yard line of the Hurricanes. Well, they'll snap it first and 10. Fake reverse, and James Jackson has the football, and he's got a lot of room. There goes JJ. He'll run out of real estate at about the 22-yard line and really kind of delivers the blow on number 29, Dewey Simpson.
Talk about delivering the blow. Number 21, James Jackson, initiates the contact on the Miami sidelines. He did a great job of lowering his head, but this offensive line gets the corner. You see Mercer on the outside, but credit Joaquin Gonzalez and Martin Bibla. They do a nice job, as well as the fullback Najee Davenport. Now it's a foot race, and you said right there, number 29 goes hurtling towards the goal line, Dewey Simpson.
32-yard gain for James Jackson. First and 10 from the Louisiana Tech 20. Santana Moss in motion across the formation. Again, it's Jackson. Good blocking again. This time we'll pick up 4. Chopped down by Bobby Gray, the safety. And we get word that Hurricane safety Al Blades has gone into the locker room for an examination on his right arm.
Wow, this isn't looking good for Miami and the injury department tonight.
So far, DJ Williams is out of the game with a shoulder injury. Brett Romberg has a dislocated finger, but he's expected to return.
Well, one thing is looking good, though, Frank, is the running of James Jackson going north and south. You see the leading tackler, Bobby Gray, for this Bulldog defense, finally getting James Jackson, but a lot of aggressive runs tonight by the senior tailback.
13:45 to go second quarter. Miami with a 14-3 lead, threatening to extend it. Give to Davenport, the fullback, puts his head down, still driving the legs, and he'll stop at the 15-yard line. His forward progress will be marked there. Carlin Thomas, number 92, on the tackle for Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, no running room in the middle, no real estate to run there. Big number 92, Thomas, in on the tackle for the Tech defense. That'll bring up third and about 6 yards to go, Frank. Like to see Miami spread the football here, maybe get the tight end, sneak the tight end down the middle, but a flag will be called before the Hurricanes and Ken Dorsey will reach the line of scrimmage.
Well, let's check out the penalty with 13:10 to go in the second quarter. Miami up 14-3. The officials huddling at the 15-yard line. Flag came from the near side of the field, but it appears to be on the defense.
Dead ball, illegal substitution, defense. 5-yard penalty.
That should be enough to give Miami a first down.
Yeah, it was a long 5 yards, and let's see where the officials spot this.
Well, the line of scrimmage was just inside the 15. The marker appears to be right at the 10-yard line. They're placing it down a football length inside the 10. 14-3 with 13 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Penalty marched off against Louisiana Tech, and it is a Miami first down against some of the young fans in the Orange Bowl.
Following the illegal substitution penalty.
Now, this illegal substitution penalty is really something that's stung Louisiana Tech twice tonight, but you know what, John? They invite it with the way they play.
Right. And you know what? As a head coach, it's something you have to be on top of. It's costing you 10 and 15 yards a game.
So it's first down and goal for the Hurricanes. They cannot get a first down. Dorsey want to give to Jackson. Jackson could not get away from the initial tackler, Carlin Thomas, and it's no gain for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, Carlin Thomas, again, a tackle for a loss. That'll make 6 tackles for minus 23 yards on the season for this sophomore defensive end. He beats the Miami offensive line right at the point of attack, right at the line of scrimmage, and shows great speed in chasing down James Jackson behind the Miami backfield.
Second and goal for the Hurricanes. Double tight end to the bottom part of your screen with Shockey and Mercer. Reggie Wayne, the only wide receiver in the game. Mercer in motion. Fake to Jackson.
He wide
open. Jeremy Shockey has it at the 5 and bumps out of bounds right at the 1-yard line. Willie Shepard, the cornerback, bumped him out and saved the touchdown, at least for the time being.
Boy, and Jeremy Shockey just shaking his head, thought he could have gotten into the end zone. A score-saving tackle right at the goal line by Virginia Tech, but you thought the big tight end would have been able to get in. 6'6", 245. The sophomore goes up and gets the football. Now he squares his shoulders, but a big play out of the secondary that time, stopping and preventing him from getting in the end zone. Number 20, Willie Shepard, the DB. Now Willie only goes 5'9", 192.
Third and goal. Jackson to the end zone, walk-in touchdown. It's JJ all day, every day, all the way. James Jackson with his second 1-yard touchdown of the night, and Miami leads at 20-3. And by the way, John, that's one for each of us. You said Virginia Tech too.
Did I? I'm not looking ahead, am I?
It's hard. I did it too.
Well, I'm glad I wasn't looking to play ahead that time because James Jackson goes in untouched. Nice play off the left side. McKinney and LaFleur do a nice job along with Nijay Davenport in there to get James Jackson on the scoreboard again. Miami 20, Tech 3.
7th rushing touchdown of the year for James Jackson out of the Aaron Mosher hold. And the Chris Harvey snap. Todd Sievers converts the extra point for the 3rd time tonight. And with 12:13 left to go in the second quarter, the Hurricanes have jumped out to a 21-3 lead. And from a yard out, this is about as easy as it gets, John.
Yeah, it's tough to go in untouched, but at the point of attack, nice blocking. You see number 4, Nijay Davenport, along with number 80, Robert Williams, the tight end. He comes in on goal line situations. Nice job at the line of scrimmage, and Butch Davis has to be happy with the way his offense has played so far.
A 7-play, 69-yard drive by the Hurricanes, 2 minutes and 20 seconds off the clock. James Jackson's second touchdown run as he talks with running back coach Don Solinger. Jackson tonight, 13 carries for 82 yards and a couple of touchdowns. And of course, the perfectionist that Don Solinger is, he always wants his guys to do the exact right thing, and that's good.
Yeah, and he's trying to communicate to both of them, probably on a blocking scheme. You see the scoring drive, 7 plays, 69 yards, taking up 2 minutes and 26 seconds. Jackson goes in untouched, and Don Solinger wants him to get really untouched, I guess, the next time he goes into the end zone. But just trying to get the blocking assignments, and with the way he's reading the blocks probably down pat, and you see big number 4, Nijay Davenport, his partner in crime, doing a nice job on that drive.
Well, Nijay tonight may be all Miami has at fullback. DJ Williams is out of the game with a shoulder injury, and Will McPartland still coming back off the concussion, multiple concussions for him in his career. And I'm not sure if he's even cleared to play tonight. He has been practicing, but I don't know if he'd be able to see action.
Yeah, that might put Robert Williams, the tight end, fullback / do-it-all for Miami on offense, back at that backup role at fullback.
James Jordan, number 83, Fahim Ali, number 6, back to receive the Todd Severs kickoff. As Todd will be kicking off into the wind for the first time tonight. This will come down to Jordan at the 7 as he and Ali both went after it. Jordan fumbles the football. Tech got it back. Number 85, David Newman, made the recovery at the 32-yard line of Louisiana Tech. So a break for Tech as they jump on their own fumble.
Yeah, it looked like Severs was going to get a chance to pick up that loose ball, but Newman, number 85, David Newman, right on the spot for the Bulldogs that time. A lot of aggressiveness shown by James Jordan coming right up the middle. You see, just stripped from behind there by number 29, James Scott. And then alertly, number 85, David Newman on the ball. But it looked like the kicker, Severs, Todd Severs, had a shot right there, but doesn't get down to get the football.
Newman goes 250. Severs, who's not a small kicker, 215, and Newman just out-wrestled him in that situation. 1st and 10 for Louisiana Tech. 4 wide receivers in the formation, and now Simon goes in motion to make it 5. McCown. Quick flip out to DJ Curry, complete. Curry at the 40, 42-yard line has 11 yards and a first down as Edward Reed made the tackle for Miami. A look at James Jackson on the Miami sideline, and he's on his way to a very nice evening.
Yeah, 13 rushes for 82 yards and 2 touchdowns, a 6.3 average. Nice evening, a nice first half with 11:55 to go before halftime.
Gain was 12 officially on the last play, and it'll be 1st and 10. See the score and time remaining here in the second quarter. Frank Fort and John Congemi with you on Fox Sports Net. Count with a blitz coming. Throws it complete to Simon. Simon got away. There goes Simon. Finally taken down by Leonard Myers at the Miami 37-yard line. William Joseph had a shot at him about 4 or 5 yards past the line of scrimmage, but Simon escaped.
Well, I'm waiting for the Tech offense to put a wide receiver at the tailback position, because every time Miami's in man coverage, Dan Morgan has to go out on an island. Now, Dan Morgan's fast and tough, but when you put him man-to-man coverage on the outside, it's something he's not comfortable with or not used to doing, because not many teams go empty with a formation on offense. That time, nice scheme by the Bulldog offense. John Simon in space makes people miss, and there's another flag. Yeah, another flag down, illegal substitution.
5 yards, first down.
That'll move it back to the Miami 43-yard line.
Yeah, you see Dan Morgan there does a nice job getting in position, but that Tech offense really outnumbers Morgan and the defense to the short side when they bring the tailback from the tailback position and move him outside to a wide receiver spot.
8th penalty on Louisiana Tech for 59 yards, and their 3rd illegal substitution penalty. So Butch Davis making his case in the first quarter to referee John Smith about having 12 guys on the field and then bringing one off. And it's resulted in a couple of illegal substitution penalties for Louisiana Tech. McCown on the 3-step drop. Has to double clutch. And he is still on his feet and finally goes down at the sack back at the 48-yard line. And it looked to be Cornelius Green, number 98.
Yeah, that'll be his first sack. Cornelius Green, the junior, 6'4", 250, gets to the quarterback. It looked like Matt Walters was in the backfield as well. Wanted to be a hitch and go, a fake screen to the outside and then try to throw it down the football field. You see, Walters was the first guy there. And then the sack by Green, along with William Joseph, also in the Bulldog backfield.
Well, that was the whole key. Defensive coordinator Greg Schiano told me this week. You got to make McCown hold the ball for that extra second, and then you can get some pressure on it. 4-man rush here as he rolls out and throws complete to number 9, Delwyn Daig at the Miami 37-yard line. That's back to the original line of scrimmage. And it'll bring up 3rd and 10 as Chris Campbell ran him out of bounds.
Nice job by the Bulldog offense that time, moving the pocket. The last play, they got a lot of pressure, a lot of heat. As you said, Frank, holding on to the football. This time, it catches the football, kind of slides off the right tackle, buys himself some time, and then throws a strike down the field to Daig, number 9. It'll bring up 3rd and 10 for the Bulldogs.
10:19 left to go second quarter. Miami leading 21-3.
Dead man coverage, Frank.
McCown out of the shotgun. Blitz coming, throws it long, has a man, Day, complete, inside the 15 to the 11-yard line. Leonard Myers made the tackle, but it's a Tech first down and a gain of 26 yards.
Well, anytime you see Miami having 11 guys up at the line of scrimmage, you know that you have a potential for a big play. If this is a better throw, it's 6 points. But a nice pitch and catch by Luke McCown on the near side. All he has to do is put some air under it because his wide receiver has outrun the defense of number 22, Leonard Myers.
First and 10, Louisiana Tech. That's a lateral out to Simon, and Philip Buchanan makes the tackle back at the 13-yard line, a loss of 2.
Yeah, Philip Buchanan on the spot that time. Good job. That's his second tackle for a loss on the season. He's made a couple big tackles in the open field tonight for this Hurricane defense.
Second and close to 12 for Louisiana Tech. Ball at the Miami 13-yard line. Still 4 wide receivers in there. McCown readjusting John Simon. Fake to Simon. Screen pass set up to Stark. Alan Stark inside the 5. Alan Stark down at the 1. He has a first down. It'll be first and goal for Tech. Alan Stark, a 6'2", 187-pound junior from Lutcher, Louisiana, picked up 12 yards.
Yeah, short side screen, a fake on the draw. You see Miami pursuing the quarterback. And big number 86, Alan Stark, does a nice job trying to get into the goal line. He was clearly down before he got across the goal line, but a nice play fake, a nice setup by McCown, nice selling on the screen play. And you see the offensive lineman downfield. They're knocking at the door. They will measure this. They can get a first down inside the 1.
That's about the 3rd time they've used that wide receiver screen. And the thing about that, John, is if you miss a tackle on this offense, it's okay to let them complete it underneath. But if you miss a tackle, they're getting some big yardage. It is a first down for the Bulldogs. At the Miami 1-yard line, 9:22 left to go in this second quarter. And Louisiana Tech has had success moving the football in the air. They did last week at Auburn, threw for over 400 yards against a pretty good Auburn team. Addison stacked up, did not get in. Corey Addison stopped short. LeVar Scott was there. Damian Lewis was there for Miami. Second and goal.
Frank, most of the time when you have an offense that doesn't huddle and they like to go empty backfield, this is where they have trouble moving the football inside the 10-yard line. They're not used to getting down and moving people off the line of scrimmage. And that time, Miami just wins the line of scrimmage battle.
McCown stretches for the end zone. Touchdown. He was stacked up initially, but spun to the outside and got in for a Louisiana Tech touchdown.
Boy, nice effort by the freshman quarterback. He showed a lot of poise on that play and a lot of toughness getting into the end zone. Nice play on the screen pass. He comes back 2 plays later on a quarterback sneak. He bounces it outside after being stopped up the middle. Miami does a nice job initially right there, not moving the pile or the Bulldog offensive line, but you see Campbell hanging on to the big quarterback. Now, Luke's 6'4", 290. He's a big kid. He gets in for the score.
Josh Scobie for the extra point, and it is good. And with 8 minutes 47 seconds left to go in the second quarter, Tech has cut the Miami lead down to 11. It's Miami 21, Louisiana Tech 10. We'll be back from the Orange Bowl right after this on Fox Sports Net.
There are lots of ways to equip a car. And right now, when you buy a new 2001 Chevy Cavalier, we'll give you $2,500 cash back. So you can equip your Cavalier any way you like.
Bonus.
The $2,500 Chevy Cavalier bonus. Residency restrictions apply. Call for details and see your Chevy dealer before it ends October 31st.
I'm Ned Smith, inviting you to join us tonight for the 11 p.m. Florida Regional Sports Report.
And I'm Randy McElroy. It's a full 30 minutes of the sports news surrounding your hometown team.
The Bucs have been having their troubles, but a win against Minnesota would knock the Vikings from the unbeaten.
While the Jags and Cowboys locked in a must-win game in Big D.
So for 30 minutes of nightly sports news, 100% dedicated to Florida home teams.
Join us tonight for the 11 p.m. Regional Sports Report on Fox Sports Net.
Well, they're not number 1, but they are number 4 in the BCS poll, the Miami Hurricanes. And calling all Cane fans, don't miss the Big East Showdown when Virginia Tech arrives in the Orange Bowl on Saturday, November 4th to face the Hurricanes. Virginia Tech tickets are still available, but they are going fast. Order yours today by calling 1-800-GO-CANES. A 69-yard touchdown drive by Louisiana Tech, and only one of those yards was on the ground rushing. Kickoff taken by Darryl Jones at the goal line. Jones hurdles one tackler at the 15, He was still in bounds, and he's still going and gets up to the 21-yard line. Outstanding effort by Darryl Jones. Number 5, Curtis Randall, credited with the special teams tackle, and Miami will start 1st and 10 from the 21.
Yeah, Miami definitely has some speed on special teams with Santana Moss, and that time, number 1, Darryl Jones, walking the tightrope, really running the tightrope on the Miami sidelines, does a nice job.
There's the scoring play for Louisiana Tech. There is an injury to a Tech player on the field, so there is timeout on the floor of the Orange Bowl. 8:35 left to go in the second quarter. It's Miami 21, Louisiana Tech 10. There's the injured player, Thadrick Love, a linebacker out of Lancaster, Texas, a sophomore.
Louisiana Tech taking 9 plays to get into the end zone.
Oh, look at another one of the young fans, and nice lid.
That's right.
Not sure what that is, a little tiger stripe action there.
I kind of go with that on the golf course, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. I could see you wearing
that. Might have to be late at night wearing that
yeah,
one.
with your +4s.
Yeah, right. They'd throw me off and arrest me.
Well, a nice drive by Louisiana Tech on that last possession, and getting some big yardage after Miami missing some initial tackles. And again, that's one thing you really have to do against this offense. You have to come up and make tackles on the receiver. They only throw it 3 or 4 yards down the field sometimes, and you got to get the tackle then. From the 21. Now first down pitch to Jackson. Trying to get to the corner. Jackson bumped out of bounds up close to the 25-yard line. They'll mark it at the 24. Jason Olford, number 18, making the tackle. Gain of about 3.5 for James Jackson. Stops the clock with 8:29 left to go second quarter. Miami leading 21-10.
Be a nice time right now for this Miami offense to take about 3 or 4 minutes off the clock and just drive the football down the field, put 6 points up on the board. Right now 21-10, and Louisiana Tech doing a nice job just hanging around in this football game.
Again, this is a team that played Auburn very tough last week, lost 38-28 at Auburn. On second down, Dorsey. Wide open, Santana Moss can't hang on. Not the greatest of throws from Ken Dorsey.
Yeah, that was the first time really Ken has missed a wide open receiver, and I'm not sure if Santana went a couple yards too far. Ken, he thought maybe he was coming out of his break a little earlier, but in any event, the ball was low and behind Santana. He almost makes a great catch coming up with it. 1 catch per throw on those, and the ball low and definitely behind him.
That's a play, that's a throw that's got to be made. He had time in the pocket, receiver wide open. You got to make that a pitch and catch. 3rd and 6 for the Hurricanes. 3 wide receivers in the formation. Out of the shotgun, Dorsey. Going deep for Darryl Jones and overthrows him at the Miami 44-yard line. Again, the coverage by Curtis Speller was well off. And Ken Dorsey with a couple of inaccurate throws on that possession. And Miami will have to kick it away.
Well, he's been so accurate. We've been spoiled by Ken Dorsey, really hitting everybody every time you see an open green jersey. That time, Kenny a little disgusted and disappointed in himself, but you're going to miss those as a quarterback, and I bet he makes more of them than he misses.
Freddie Capshaw in the kick with John Simon back to receive. First punt tonight for Miami. Coming after him, Capshaw with a low lining kick. Simon takes it at his 32, right back up the middle. Got away from Andre Johnson, and Dan Morgan there on the tackle. And Tech will have it, though, in good field position at the 45-yard line. 43-yard punt, 13-yard return by Simon, and net of 30 for the Hurricanes. And Butch Davis looking a little bit concerned. His team a little bit on their heels right now. They still lead it by 11, but I would say this is a possession where Miami wants to come up with a big defensive stop.
Well, make no mistake about this, Frank. This is a battle tonight. It's very physical football game. Up front, the line's doing a nice job on both sides, and right now it's coming down to who's making more plays. And Miami making more plays to stretch that 11-point lead, but Louisiana Tech knocking on the door at their own 45-yard line.
McCown under center for one of the few times tonight. 3-step drop. Over the middle and incomplete. Leonard Myers on the coverage of Frank Thompson, number 39, who's seeing his first action, a junior from Marrero, Louisiana, which is also the hometown of Hurricane receiver Reggie Wayne.
Yeah, nice pressure that time by Cornelius Green, number 98 for the Hurricanes. Getting into the backfield, only a 3-step drop by McCown, but a nice job penetrating and really forcing the pass high.
And no more penalty flags fly, and again, it looks like we're going to get an illegal substitution. John, one thing we talked about in the break that we should mention to the fans out there, this offensive scheme, they really do a good job of taking Dan Morgan out of the play.
Substitution gets the defense, 5-yard penalty.
Well, this one's on Miami with the illegal substitution.
Well, you're right, Frank. They take Dan Morgan out of the middle and really isolate him outside on the tailback. And Dan's fast enough to do that, but it's just an unusual position for Dan to be in. And with all the screens and all the different things they do at the line of scrimmage, you'd like to have Dan Morgan on the inside, pursuing from inside out.
Just makes, and they don't run the ball very much, so it's very tough for Dan to make a lot of tackles and a lot of plays. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard penalty on the Hurricanes. McCown again with the inside screen to Jordan. Jordan flipped as he reaches the Miami 36-37-yard line. Edward Reed on the tackle, but it's a gain of 8 and a first down for Louisiana Tech.
Well, James Jordan definitely goes full speed, and he's not afraid of contact. He threw his body in the middle of that football field. This was a very difficult throw for a screenplay. A lot of bodies in the middle of that football field. There you see right there, big number 83, 6'1", 232, the senior wide receiver for the Bulldogs. No regard for his body, going for the first down, and that moves the chains with 7:44 left to go before halftime.
Jordan caught 15 passes last week against Auburn for 100 yards. Miami with only 2 defensive linemen in the game right now. On first down, McCown with some time over the middle and intercepted. Edward Reed with his 4th pickoff of the year and a big turnover for the Miami defense.
You called it, his 4th interception. We highlighted Edward Reed in the beginning of the show. He was going to have to make plays. That time the ball thrown behind number 85, the tight end, David Newman. And Edward Reed, number 20, the strong safety, makes him pay. That's what you have to do when you're not accurate on throws in this type of offense. You have to make them pay with interceptions, just not knockdowns. This time, Edward Reed picking the pocket of the tight end right there, steps right in front of the football, and if he keeps his feet, he may go for 6.
1 turnover by each team tonight. Louisiana Tech, now that's their 30th turnover of the season. That is the most in the country in Division 1A. 1st and 10 Canes from their 38. Delay, give to Jackson with Davenport in front and a good block. There's Jackson at midfield. Good cutback. Cutting back again, and Bobby Gray finally runs him down at the Tech 27-yard line. A 35-yard gain for James Jackson and a first down for the Hurricanes.
Frank, maybe Don Solinger, the running backs coach, was onto something when he was talking to James Jackson and Najee Davenport in the backfield. Great patience by Jackson on the counter play. A great block by number 4, Najee Davenport. And then again, Reggie Wayne down the field. Watch him screen right there. Jackson sees him, cuts off it, makes another cut inside, and then goes for the big play offense for the Hurricanes.
1st and 10 Canes from the 27. Clock moving with 7:01 to go second quarter. Miami up 21-10. Davenport met right in the hole, and he'll go down after a gain of only a yard. Quincy Stewart, number 25, on the tackle for the Bulldog defense.
Good play by Quincy Stewart, number 25 for this Bulldog defense, as you said, Frank. Staying at home at that linebacker position. Najee trying to get a touch, trying to move the chains a little bit out of that fullback spot. And number 35 looked like Will McPartland checking into the game. Good to see him back in action.
Najee with a little equipment problem on the helmet. Assistant equipment manager Gary Collins will work on that. Will McPartland seeing his first action in several games. He suffered a concussion earlier in the season. Dorsey, double pumps. Wayne ran out of bounds and came back in. It would not have been a legal reception had he been able to catch that high throw from Ken Dorsey. Bobby Gray had the coverage. It's 3rd and 9 now for Miami.
And as you said, Frank, at the beginning of this drive, really important for Miami to come up with some points in this thing and really get some momentum back on offense. Butch Davis and crew on the sidelines trying to find a way to move the chains and get into the end zone to extend their 11-point lead.
3rd and long for Miami. 6 minutes, 18 seconds left to go second quarter. 3 wide receivers in for Miami. Santana Moss will make it a trips left as he goes in motion. Dorsey steps up in the pocket, throws for the corner, penalty flag down. Andre King cannot make the catch at the goal line as he is double teamed, and we'll check out the penalty flags.
May have been on Santana Moss in motion going up the field before he was in the snap of the football. Let's take a look.
Illegal motion against offense.
Al Blades has come back onto the field in a warm-up suit for Miami.
Has been declined.
Penalty's been declined. And now Dan Morgan is heading toward the locker room for the Hurricanes. Well, this has been a tough night for Miami.
Well, Danny's got his shoe off.
Could be an ankle or a foot injury. Miami just a lot of injuries tonight. Looks like nothing major, but enough to knock guys out of the game. Now here's Todd Severs on to attempt a 44-yard field goal try out of the hold of Aaron Mosier. Did not get a lot of that football and missed it wide right. Todd just didn't hit that one very well, and Louisiana Tech will take over. So despite the turnover, it doesn't cost Tech any points, and they'll have the football back with plenty of time here in the second quarter. 6 minutes and 6 seconds. Well, John, let's total this up. DJ Williams out of the game. Al Blades out of the game.
Brett Romberg out of the game.
Probably able to return if he has to. And now Dan Morgan in the locker room, and his status is unknown. Tech takes over 1st and 10 at their 27-yard line. Miami now with just Howard Clark in and Jarrell Weaver. Only one defensive lineman in the game. Here's a give off to Addison, and he picks up yardage to the 31-yard line. Gain of about 4. Jarrell Weaver there on the tackle for Miami, along with James Lewis. So Miami now going with a very unusual defensive formation. They've got one defensive lineman in Damian Lewis, 2 linebackers in Weaver and Clark, and 7 defensive backs. Maurice Sykes, number 36, seeing his first significant action of the season. 2nd and about 6 for Tech. Again, the give off, and it's Simon, but he's dragged down at the 35-yard line. Marquise Fitzgerald with a nice tackle. Gain of about 4. It'll bring up 3rd and 2 for Louisiana Tech.
Frank, that's a nice open field tackle by Marquise Fitzgerald that time. Not a big corner, not a big nickel guy, 5'11", 180, but has great speed. That time the closing speed and the closing ability of taking the Tech running back down before he gets to the first down, very important for this Cane defense.
On 3rd and 2. Simon, the only running back next to McCown. Ali in motion. Pitch to Simon. Simon with a good cutback, but Aaron Mosier there to make the tackle. Help arriving in the form of Jamal Green, number 55, and Damian Lewis, number 92, and it's a loss of 2 yards. And it'll bring up a punting situation for Tech.
Yeah, Jamal Green comes in, number 55, 2nd tackle for the loss on the season, along with Mosier, number 26. Mosier staying at home on the motion. He didn't take the bait inside, stays at home. A nice play by this Hurricane defense. Nice stand on 3rd and 2.
Now with 4:27 left to go second quarter, Josh Upton will be in to kick it away to Santana Moss. Be a nice time for a big return.
They've been close to blocking the kick too.
Setting up the return. There's Upton's kick, and Moss will have some time at his 31. Avoids the first wave. Gets through the second at midfield. Goodbye. They're not going to get him. Santana Moss will take it to the house. I don't know what the lottery numbers are this week. I predicted that, but I don't know about the lottery numbers.
You're 1 for 1 tonight, Frank. That's awesome. That's a great call, and nice job by Santana Moss. As you said, he escapes the first wave. And anytime you've got number 6 with the football, you got to be blocking. There's 10 guys trying to get 10 guys on the ground in white jerseys. A big play that really takes the air out of the sails, it seems like, for Louisiana Tech. Miami pushes the lead to 27-10.
69 yards on the Santana Moss punt return. His 3rd punt return touchdown of the season. Severs out of Mosier's hold. Converts the extra point, and with 3:57 left to go in the second quarter, it's now Miami 28, Louisiana Tech 10, and that's an outfit I wouldn't be caught dead in.
Well, Ibis doesn't look as good as Santana Moss right now. He makes the first wave miss, and now it's just speed right here. He gets a nice block right there about the 50-yard line, and nobody's going to catch number 6, Santana Moss. Goes in for another touchdown on special teams. But it takes great courage to take it right up the middle of the football field, catching it clean and keeping the vision down the football field. You got another 10 guys in green jerseys working really hard because they know if Santana Moss gets a crease, he can take it for 6, and that's exactly what happened.
The NCAA record for punt returns for touchdown in a season is 4. Quentin Spotwood of Syracuse.
And that's his 3rd.
And that's Santana's 3rd. Well, you talk about electricity and excitement. This guy exudes it.
Well, that'll make Butch Davis and his coaching staff breathe a little bit easier, but you have to be worried. Dan Morgan was in the locker room about 2 minutes ago. He's been taken for x-rays, so hopefully everything will be okay with the All-American linebacker.
Well, they can't afford to lose guys before Virginia Tech. I mean, you want to win this game tonight and win it convincingly, but the other thing you want to avoid is injuries, and the Canes have been pretty unlucky on that count tonight. Again, DJ Williams out of this ball game with a shoulder injury. Al Blades with a right arm injury. Brett Romberg with a dislocated finger, although that's not that serious. I'm sure he can play with that next week. But for an offensive lineman, your hands are very important, and that's certainly a handicap. And now we'll see what's up with Dan Morgan. Here's the kick coming to Ali at the 2. And fumbles it. Did Miami get it in bounds? They did not. Ball was on the ground, but the Canes couldn't recover before it went across the sideline chalk.
Yeah, let's take another look. The ball scored it out. Ali right here, stripped right.
Carl Walker.
Yeah, it looked like Walker stripped it, and then Mosier trying to keep it in bounds.
That was a good call.
Yeah, it really was.
It was on the chalk. Another look, playing with a big cast on his left arm.
I think that's what forced the football out from Ali, and you see Mosier, 26, trying to keep it in bounds, but does roll out of bounds.
Jonathan Vilma, number 51, the true freshman, in at middle linebacker for Miami. That's not Jonathan, of course.
That's Elton John, I think.
Louisiana Tech play selection tonight, 10 runs, 28 passes. 1st and 10 from their 21. McCown delivers complete to Simon. Wide open at the 30. And Simon finally shoved out at the 40-yard line. Pickup, though, of 19 yards and a first down. Leonard Myers there along with Vilma on the tackle.
Impressed with John Simon tonight. Does a nice job running the football when he has opportunities, but catching the football, he's done a terrific job out of the backfield. He came in with 40 receptions for 394 yards and 3 touchdowns, but he's done a nice job, Frank, of securing the football and going north and south once he gets it. He knows how to run in the open field.
From the Tech 40 with 3:41 left to go second quarter, and Miami holding a 28-10 lead. Some confusion on this Miami defense right now. McCown again with the 3-step drop. That ball was deflected. Cornelius Green credited with the pass breakup as he knocked down that attempt.
That's Green's second breakup on the season. He's a big guy at 6'4", so he's getting his hands up in the freshman Luke McCown's face. That time trying to work the short side of the field, just a 2-man route, a flat route with a go route on the outside. If you're a lineman there, Damian Laverne, you have to get the hands down of Cornelius Green because he wasn't pursuing the quarterback, stayed on the line of scrimmage, just jumped up and batted the football down.
Another young Hurricane fan in the yard tonight on a 2nd and 10. Simon in motion. McCown tries to set up the inside screen and does, but a beautiful tackle by James Lewis holds that to a minimal gain of 3 yards. Pass was completed to Delwyn Daig, number 9. It'll bring up 3rd and 7. Miami with 5 changes defensively for this 3rd down play as we look at the screen pass again.
Frank, Miami doing a better job on the screen plays, especially to the short side of the field. You called it, number 23, James Lewis coming out with the shoestring tackle. Does a nice job staying at home and making the open field tackle. Those are tough tackles to make on those speedy wide receivers.
3rd and 7 for Louisiana Tech. Canes with that 1 defensive lineman in, 2 linebackers rushing. McCown forced out. Now he's going to run and will throw it. He's well past the line of scrimmage. That's got to be a penalty. And there's a flag down on the near side of the field. He would have had a first down if he just puts his head down and dives to the 50.
Yeah, if he just falls down, he has the first down. It looked like he had an injury to his nose or his face as well. Luke McCown down on the Bulldog sideline, but definitely a penalty. He threw the ball 5 yards down the field beyond the line of scrimmage.
That was just a strange play. You see McCown up and readjusting the face mask, and we'll take another look at it and see if we can pick up what happened.
Well, also as a quarterback, you have to know where you are on the football field. You see Leonard Myers maybe getting a finger in the face of McCown.
So it is a loss of down, a 5-yard penalty from the spot of the infraction, which was right near midfield. That's one of the stranger plays you're going to see this season.
As a quarterback, you just have to be aware of where you are on the football field. And as you said, Frank, if he falls forward, he may have a first down.
Timeout called by Miami. They have 1 left with 2:51 left to go here in the second quarter. I beg your pardon. Yes, that was Miami timeout. They now have no timeouts left. We'll take a break at the Orange Bowl. 2:51 left to go second quarter. The Hurricanes lead Louisiana Tech by a score of 28-10.
Now you can receive a short text message over the internet. Then send back an answer. or simply type in one of your own. Introducing two-way internet messaging, only from Nextel.
Hey, Steve, throw me a Miller Lite. Throw me a Miller Lite. Throw me a Miller Lite. Toss me the remote. Hey, peanuts.
Grab the unbreakable plastic bottle from Miller Lite.
I'm such a klutz.
I'm Dan.
It's Miller time.
I'm okay!
It's the only show of its kind for everything you need to know about your favorite Florida sports. It's your 11 p.m. regional sports report. Live 1/2 hour packed full of Florida news, scores, exclusive interviews, and highlights. That's your 11 p.m. regional sports report every night at 11 o'clock only on Fox Sports Net. Injury updates for the Hurricanes. Dan Morgan has been taken to the locker room. He'll have an x-ray on his foot. Now, he had his right shoe off, so we would assume that is the foot in question. Al Blades will be held out of the rest of this game. He has a deep bruise on his right bicep. And we also understand that Brett Romberg will be held out of the rest of the game. Scott Puckett will go the rest of the way at center. Here's the punt from Upton. Nearly blocked. Sending Moss way back, and he'll let it go inside the 10, and it'll bounce into the end zone for a touchback. A 56-yard punt for Josh Upton. But the touchback brings it back out to the 20. Canes will have a first and 10 with 2:43 left to go here in the second quarter, and Miami holding a 28-10 lead. So it does not appear that the Blades injury is all that serious, nor the Romberg injury. But right now, DJ Williams in question for next week, and Dan Morgan, we've got to wait and see.
Yeah, a lot of nicks in this first half. You still have 2:43 left to go before halftime, so it has to be a concern for this Miami team. You never want to come out of a game like this in a tough physical football game with injuries with that big game looming.
On 1st and 10. Dorsey on a delay, give to Jackson. Jackson trying to bounce it outside, and he'll go down for a loss of 3. Speller, Curtis Speller, number 31, making the tackle.
We've mentioned probably 2 or 3 times this evening that Reggie Wayne's done a nice job down the football field. We'll couple that time, James Jackson slipping in the backfield. Reggie Wayne let Speller, Curtis Speller, the junior cornerback, go right across his face, in for a tackle for a loss. That's his first of the season.
Loss was a yard. They gave him progress to the 19. It's 2nd and 11. That play took a long, long time to develop, and even against a team like Louisiana Tech, they really like those type of plays. Give to Jackson. Got good blocking in front. Jackson across the 30 to the 34, 35-yard line before Michael John Leonard, number 10, the safety, made the tackle. It's a pickup of 16 and a Miami first down.
Frank, that's the one you like, the hard-hitting, fast-hitting right up the middle, and Jackson does a nice job following his blocking. That time Miami, the offensive line, they win the battle at the line of scrimmage, and you just need to give James Jackson a crease, just a spot of light in the middle of that line of scrimmage, and he will hit the tail end of this hole very quickly. Just straight in the eye position. No hesitation with James Jackson that time, going north and south for a first down.
With the clock moving and a minute 43 left, here's Jackson again to the 40, 45, 50, and taken down by Bobby Gray, but another gain of 15 yards from James Jackson, and he is well over the 100-yard mark tonight.
Well, back-to-back impressive runs by James Jackson. Take a look at the offensive line. You see Biblo on the outside, a nice block at the point of attack on Brian Bradford, and then James just lowers his shoulders, running over the Bulldog secondary.
18 carries, 152 yards for Jackson, and 2 touchdowns tonight. Clock moving with 1:25 to go. Canes are taking their time. I think they'd be in a little bit more of a hurry-up situation, John. 3 wide receivers in for Miami. Blitz coming, and it's picked up. Screen to Jackson with LaFleur in front. Jackson cuts it back inside. There goes JJ. Inside the 35 to the 30-yard line before Michael John Leonard, the safety, again has to make the tackle. It's a gain of 19 yards and a Miami first down.
Great play call and a nice touch pass on the screen to James Jackson. It's important for the quarterback not to really redirect your tailback on a screen play. Just make a good throw so he can take it and go the way with his lineman. That time, a nice pass. James Jackson gets it, turns his head upfield, and then does a nice job of really punishing Michael John Leonard at the end of that play.
Quick snap, Dorsey completes it to Darryl Jones, and Darryl Jones runs out of bounds at the 14-yard line of Louisiana Tech. Gain of 15 from the 29 to the 14. Antonio Crow, backup linebacker, forced to make the tackle. So Miami moving the chains again, 51 seconds left to go in this second quarter. Miami with a 28-10 lead and trying to add to it before halftime. Three wideouts in the game for the Hurricanes. King to the bottom of your screen. Wayne and Moss set to the top. Tech showing blitz, and we have a flag down. Could be procedure against the Hurricanes.
False start, offense.
It is a false start.
5-yard penalty, remains first down.
That'll bring it from the 14 back to the 19-yard line. Remains first down, 1st and 15. The Canes can get a first down just inside the Louisiana Tech 5-yard line. 51 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Frank Fort and John Congemi with you on Fox Sports Net. Hurricanes playing well in this first half, but losing some guys to injury and some key guys at that. Blitz coming. Davenport with a nice pickup, but that throw just slips out of Dorsey's hand. Or he was expecting, I think, Reggie Wayne to cut to the outside, and Reggie was sitting down in the zone.
Yeah, I think Kenny wanted to put a string on that football. His wide receiver ran one route, and he was thinking he was going to go in another direction. In any event, Santana Moss was in the back of the end zone. Looked like he had a cushion on the cornerback, Curtis Speller. Dorsey wishes he could have that play back one more time.
Well, believe me, they're giving Santana plenty of room. 47 seconds left to go. 2nd and 15 for Miami. Dorsey under center. Good protection. And intercepted. Threw that right into coverage. It's number 92, Carlin Thomas, run out at the Miami 41-yard line. And a penalty flag down as Santana pushed him in the back out of bounds. Only the 2nd interception thrown by Ken Dorsey this season. And John, where was he throwing that? There were white shirts all around the receiver.
Well, if he thought he wanted to have the play before that one back, I'm sure Kenny wants this one back, and they're going to add 15 yards to the end of this play on Santana Moss for pushing Carlin Thomas out of bounds. Obviously, that's his first interception. The defensive end in the right spot at the right time. Kenny looking down the field. It was almost an under route to Santana Moss, but the defensive end, as you would do in a zone blitz, drops back, stops rushing the passer. As a quarterback, you really don't account for him being in coverage. I don't think Ken Dorsey saw the defensive end, Carlin Thomas, in the lane. You see the 2nd interception of the year. That's a pretty good ratio for touchdown and interceptions, but going in with 40 seconds left to go before halftime, you know Kenny wants to have that throw back.
Well, just a horrible turnover, and it gives Tech great field position at the 43. Again, the screen set up. Simon, and he's tripped up. His knee didn't go down. You got to be kidding me.
I don't think it did.
Simon is finally dragged down by Maurice Sykes inside the 25-yard line. And an injury to number 79, Randy Richard, the left guard. He's limping back to the huddle.
See if his knee touches right here, Frank. Great balance shown by number 8. He does a nice job by John Simon.
Looks like he stayed up. It's a first down at the Miami 24, 19-yard gain. 24 seconds left to go in the first half. Blitz coming. Complete over the middle to Jordan, flag down. Maurice Sykes again makes the tackle after a gain of 7, but let's check out the penalty. Well, John, in this first half, Miami at times has looked very sharp, and at times they've looked very sloppy. That last interception was just a bad read. It's a hold on Louisiana Tech, but a bad read by Ken Dorsey.
Against an offense like this, Frank, when you have really no back sometimes or one back and you're motioning people, screening a lot of people, Miami's not used to this. Almost like they're in a 2-minute offense, so sometimes you can get people out of position, and when you miss a tackle on a screen, it usually is a bigger play than what it might seem.
Against the offense, the 10 yards is assessed from the previous spot, remains first down.
So it's 10 yards from the original line of scrimmage, and it'll make it a 1st and 20 with 14 seconds left to go here in the first half. McCown will go out of the shotgun. Fake to Simon. Again setting up the screen, and it's dropped. Delwyn Day could not hang on.
Boy, if this Bulldog offensive line would maybe get out of their own way on these screens, the last couple plays could have been very big plays for their offense.
And now Mike Rumpf goes to the sideline, and the trainers are going to check on him. Alfonso Marshall, number 43, the true freshman from Clewiston, into the ball game. And with 5 seconds left in the half, Josh Scobie will come on to attempt a 52-yard field goal attempt. He's hit from 51.
The wind has died down just a touch, Frank.
Good snap, good hold, and it's blocked. Chris Campbell appeared to get the block, and Miami will just let the ball roll dead, get away from it. And that will end the half. Credit Chris Campbell, number 48, with the field goal block on Scobie, and the first half will end with Miami, a sometimes sharp and a sometimes sloppy Hurricane team. They were guilty of 2 first-half turnovers, going to the locker room with a 28-10 lead as we approach Halloween here in the Orange Bowl. Let's take another look and watch for number 48, Chris Campbell.
Chris Campbell doing a nice job. Should be the right side of our screen. Right there, coming in like a blur. 48, the linebacker, had such a big game last week against the Temple Owls, coming in on special teams for the Hurricanes.
So we have reached halftime as the green-clad Miami Hurricanes trudge to the locker room. It's Miami 28, Louisiana Tech 10. We'll be back with our halftime interview, stats, and highlights coming up next here on Fox Sports Net.
Hosting a major golf tournament takes a lot of preparation, and no one knows that better than Arnold Palmer. Just ask Susan, his manager. With just one call, Office Depot delivers everything she needs to file dozens of registration forms and stacks of publicity folders. Yet even with all the last-minute details, Susan still finds time to take on an even bigger challenge. 18 holes with the boss.
Taking care of business.
Office Depot, taking care of business.
There are lots of ways to equip a car. And right now, when you buy a new 2001 Chevy Cavalier, we'll give you $2,500 cash back. So you can equip your Cavalier any way you like.
Bonus.
The $2,500 Chevy Cavalier bonus. Residency restrictions apply. Call for details. And see your Chevy dealer before it ends October 31st.
Thousands of drivers are saving money by switching to Geico Auto Insurance. I'm here with one of them.
Hello.
You don't want your identity revealed. Why?
If word got out I saved so much, people would be hitting me up for money all the time.
Ah.
You through with the milk?
Sure, of course.
I have to be careful.
Geico Direct. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Speed Pass from Mobile. Now you can refuel inside the store too. It's another way Mobile keeps you ahead.
You know what I love about Hong Kong?
What's that?
No leash. There's no way for the office to keep tabs on you. Hello? Really? It's official?
No, thank you.
What is that?
Nextel Worldwide works everywhere we do.
Well, that just means you're gonna have to work everywhere, Bob.
Actually, it means you do. I just got promoted. You work for me.
Introducing Nextel Worldwide. One phone, one number, worldwide. Nextel, how business gets done.
You're watching Miami Hurricane football on Fox Sports Net. Due to time constraints, we move ahead to further action. Back at the Orange Bowl, 1st and 10, Louisiana Tech at their 24-yard line. Miami leading 28-10 with 9:46 to go third quarter, but Miami's offense has just gone nowhere in 2 possessions here in the second half. Give to Addison, and he is dragged down by Cornelius Green, a loss back to the 20-yard line. Well, we have a couple of Miami. There's Brett Romberg with that right pinky finger taped up. He dislocated it earlier in the game. And it's usually not so bad, but for a center who snaps with his right hand, and there's Dan Morgan. He went out with a foot injury. So that's 4 Miami starters now on the sidelines in street clothes.
Yeah, it doesn't bode well for the defense, but the defense coming up with a big play there, bringing up a 2nd and 14.
Loss of 4 by Cornelius Green on the tackle. McCown steps up with time, now under some pressure. McCown going to take off and has some room to the 30. And he's shoved down at the 33-yard line, but that's close to a first down. James Lewis making the tackle for Miami.
Yeah, may have come up and sprained an ankle or sprained a knee on that play too, trying to get down. Last time in this situation, he actually threw the football when he passed the line of scrimmage. This time the Canes do such a good job down the field. There's nowhere to throw the football. He decides to tuck it and run. Let's see if he buckles a leg underneath the tackle right there. Looked like he just lost his balance.
It's short of a first down. It's 3rd and a yard. 8.5 minutes with the clock moving here in the third quarter. Third one for Tech. Throws complete. Tackle made right away by Edward Reed on Fahim Ali, but it's a first down out to the 47-yard line.
And McCown is definitely hurting out there, but he showed great patience in the pocket. Only 3rd and 1. He wanted to go outside. Miami did a nice job covering the underneath. Watch him show patience. He looks down the field for his curl route. That's a nice job and a nice young quarterback growing in a game. He wants to go outside, but Buchanan underneath takes away the flat route, but so does the cornerback Myers. He decides to stick it in there for the curl route. Nice pitch and catch.
John Simon back on, and the pass complete to Jelani Lewis. And he's got another first down, and a flag down. Should be a face mask. Jelani Lewis, only 5'5", 154, a sophomore from Shreveport, made the catch for the first down. And Miami, just in this third quarter, they're reeling, John.
There's really nothing to hang their hat on. This offense for the Bulldogs, moving it through the air, and Miami's offense really looks bad right now. They have no continuity from their offensive line to the quarterback and receivers in that running game.
I'll go one further. They've got no clue offensively right now, and that's got to be really disturbing if you're a Miami fan.
Against the defense, live ball fouls, offset, replay, first down.
Okay, so we had offsetting penalties there, and they're going to replay the first down. So they'll bring it back to the Louisiana Tech 47-yard line. Now, Butch Davis is, I'll tell you right now, he's going to be at a loss to explain this after the game, the way his team has come out in the second half. There you see the face mask penalty on James Lewis.
By Leonard Myers there, the cornerback, coming in over the top.
So it's back to a 1st and 10 from the Tech 47. McCown shovel pass to Simon. Simon tripped up, and then John Vilma covered him at the Miami 48, a gain of about 5.
You saw Simon go out last series. Looked like he had a hamstring problem. Good to see him back and wasn't injured too severely. It's a big part of this Bulldog offense. Nice shovel play on first down. Moves the sticks up to about 2nd and 5 for this Bulldog offense.
Miami trying to run some defensive linemen in and out, give guys some breaks. Lamar Scott in at the right defensive end, number 39.
Miami pressure defense, look for a big play down the field. You see the quarterback McCown trying to change the play.
Blitz coming. Trying to throw the screen, and it's complete. But down close to a first down, a gain of 5. Damian Lewis making the tackle as Delwyn Daig made the catch. And it's going to be about a yard shy of a first down.
Well, Damian Lewis talked about early in the week pursuing to the football. When they throw a lot of screens, you got to peel back off the line of scrimmage. That time, the Canes defense, very glad that he did. And an all-out blitz, a perfect call to get the outside screen. If he doesn't make this tackle and Daig keeps his feet, that could have been a big play.
3rd and 1. Addison in motion. McCown throwing it deep down the middle, and that ball is tipped away at the very last moment. Outstanding defensive play by Leonard Myers. Leonard Myers, number 22, made the play.
Leonard Myers came into the game with 7 breakups down the field. None bigger than that one. A home run ball by McCown. Going down the field, only had 3rd and 1. Tries to get the home run, and a nice play by Leonard Myers at the last minute. Coming by and sweeping the football out of the air. Take a look. He times it perfectly, Frank. Goes up at the highest point, gets the football, and just swats it towards the Bulldog sideline.
Well, they're going to bring on the punt team, Josh Upton. It's 4th and a yard from the Miami 44. Edward Reed back to receive for Miami. Fumbled snap, but Miami in punt safe, and a flag down on Matt Walters. But wait a minute, he fumbled the football.
Did he get a piece of it?
And that's going to give Tech a first down.
Wow, I guess not. He's already made his decision.
Oh, boy.
Matt Walters saying to the official, hey, I got a piece of that ball.
John Smith didn't think so.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense, 15 yards, first down.
And you can't blame Matt Walters. He sees the ball on the ground, and he's saying right there, hey, I got a piece. Let's take another look, see if he did get a piece. Bobbled snap. Matt Walters going after the football. He does not get it.
He didn't get it.
Yeah, it wasn't even close to getting a piece of it. Let's see if it was. No, not even close.
Well, the end zone look was a much better look.
Yeah.
Well, it's 1st and 10 at the Miami 29. And again, the Canes mistake after mistake here in this third quarter. McCown fakes to Simon. Not fooled as Cornelius Green. McCown under pressure. Throwing deep for the end zone, and that ball is caught by Daig at the 1-yard line. Delwyn Daig made the catch.
Boy, credit this quarterback. McCown, the freshman, he's hurting out there. I don't know how he eluded. Looked like Damian Lewis in the offensive backfield, and then he finds a big number 9, Daig, down by the goal line. Take a look. How does he escape in the offensive backfield? Right there, number 98, Cornelius Green, he escapes, then throws a rope down and a great reception on the 1-yard line by the Bulldog offense.
Well, Cornelius Green's got to drive through the quarterback and not leave his feet there. On 1st down, McCown on the roll. Throws to the end zone, caught, touchdown, Fahim Ali. And McCown giving thanks, and Tech is in this ball game. It's 28-16 with 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
We talked about this Tech offense running in numbers around 70 plays. They're averaging around 71 plays a game. This Miami defense been on the field a lot in this third quarter. They look tired. They look lethargic out there right now, and they take advantage. They put 16 points on the scoreboard.
Scobie for the extra point. And it is good. 5 minutes and 31 seconds left to go third quarter. It's Miami 28, Louisiana Tech 16. We'll be back at the Orange Bowl for the kickoff right after this.
The E-Class, perhaps the most desirable car in the world.
Love to love you, baby.
Teamwork out there. You gotta stay strong. Every tackle's gotta count. You gotta play it hard. Help us bring paralysis to its knees and millions to their feet. Let's put the crunch on paralysis.
A look at Fahim Ali, the wide receiver out of Miami Norland High School, coming back to the Orange Bowl and catching a touchdown pass. A 9-play, 76-yard drive, 4 minutes and 15 seconds, and kept alive by the roughing the punter penalty on Matt Walters.
Yeah, 2 terrific catches. First by Daig on the goal line to even get him down to the 1-yard line, and then great patience by McCown, shown here. He scans the field, goes back to number 6, Ali, only 5'11", 196, but makes himself large in the Miami secondary. And you see there the courageous young quarterback, the freshman, Luke McCown, doing an excellent job. I know he's hurting. You see the total yards per half. Louisiana Tech in the first half, you see 245, and Miami racked up the yards in the first half, but in the second half, only 3 yards of offense compared to Tech's 74. That narrows the score to 28-17, Miami.
Well, this is as bad a quarter as Miami has played all season. It all started on the opening kickoff of the second half. Darrell Jones took it back for a touchdown, called back by holding. And since then, Miami with just mistake after mistake, offensively, defensively, special teams. Andre Johnson will bring it out from 4 yards deep. Johnson to the 20. Still going and gets out to the 28-yard line. Major Richmond making the tackle on the special teams for Louisiana Tech. Look at this. Interception, punt, punt.
Well, look at the yards. 2 plays, 3 plays, 3 plays for -2 yards. just can't be, you can't put anything, you can't put points on it for it. You can't get first downs. You can't get any rhythm right now. And Ken Dorsey has to put a stop to it right now. But he can't do it alone, Frank. There's another 10 players in that huddle that have to pick up their play as well.
1st and 10 Miami from their 28. Quick hitch to Santana Moss. Moss going around Olford and out of bounds near a first down. Jason Olford finally ran him out. We'll take a look at Santana Moss all by himself.
Well, anytime you can get Santana Moss with a 5 or 6 yard cushion and get him the football in the open field, he's going to make the first man miss, just like he does here. Jason Olford, number 18, the cornerback, fans at air when you go to number 6. Sometimes you come up with air and a little bit of jersey, but Moss is usually going to run around you close enough to measure for a first down.
Well, this is the shortest measurement I've ever seen. The sticks were 2.5 yards away from the football, and it is a first down. They only had to move the sticks the length of the chalk on the outside of the field. John, you know, there's no, I'm really stunned. There's no way else to put it. Miami's been hideous in this 3rd quarter.
Well, it looks like they're just walking around without a purpose. Offensively and defensively, you can't blame them. They've been on the field the entire 3rd quarter. But offensively, they have to pick it up.
1st and 10 Hurricanes after the 10-yard pickup on the pass to Moss. Dorsey has Davenport at the 40. Najee shoved out of bounds at the 49-yard line. Jason Olford again making the tackle, but that's a gain of 11 and a Miami first down.
Man coverage, Frank, and you get your fullback with some leverage on the outside. This is what you love as a quarterback. Just get it to him because he's outrunning the secondary and the linebacker pursuit from inside. Najee Davenport, a great addition at fullback. He's like a tailback. He does it all at any position you put him at in that offensive backfield. On 2 consecutive plays, Miami moves the chains twice.
Well, last week, Louisiana Tech gave Auburn a scare. And this weekend before Halloween, they're doing the same thing to the Hurricanes. On first down, Jackson bursting through a hole. JJ has first down yardage and picks up 13 to the 37-yard line. Michael John Leonard, the safety, had to make the tackle.
Frank, I think they heard you a couple plays ago. Right now, Miami on 3 consecutive plays, finally doing something positive in this 3rd quarter. Nice block at the point of attack by Najee. And also Martin Bibla does a nice job pulling from right guard, allowing James Jackson to go down the football field for another first down.
I can guarantee you one thing. They're never wearing the green jerseys with the green pants again.
There you see the yards, 169 yards on the evening.
1st and 10 from the Tech 36. Counter play Jackson. Puts his head down, gets to the 30-yard line, picked up 6 on first down. See, Gerald Wallace, the middle linebacker, Jerome Wallace, making the tackle. This is what Miami needs to do, John. They run straight ahead at this Tech team. There's no way Tech stops them straight ahead. Some of the outside stuff, Tech's been able to run down.
Well, Tech's very light up front, so you would think Miami would want to go nose to nose and kind of bloody their mouth a little bit and get them going backwards. They should have. They really did control the line of scrimmage in the first half, but this 3rd quarter, it's been a lot of miss. Now they're getting back in their rhythm, getting a little bit of continuity on offense.
Clock approaching 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Fake to Jackson. Wide open. Robert Williams makes the catch at the 30. He'll have a first down inside the 20-yard line. And Robert Williams lowers his shoulder and gets more yardage to the 16. Willie Shepard and Bobby Gray making the tackle, but Shepard took the worst of that.
I think he did, and Shepard's still on the ground, it looks like. Willie Shepard is only 5'9", 192 pounds. I think his partner in crime, Bobby Gray, he hit Robert Williams so hard he might have knocked him out. Take a look at this play. Good play fake on the outside. They get everybody going one way, and then they have Williams in the flat. But take a look. Gray knocks him into Willie Shepard, and Shepard helping himself off the football field right here.
Robert Williams came into the game with 3 receptions and a 27-yard average on those 3 catches. And that's their favorite play to Williams, the fake run one way and come back the roll out the other, and finding Williams out in the flat. Clock stopped for the injury with 3:56 left to go 3rd quarter. It's 1st and 10 Hurricanes, and now the clock restarts as the Canes set up at the 16-yard line of Louisiana Tech. Dorsey going for Reggie Wayne. Touchdown Hurricanes. There's Reggie Wayne. He'd gone 2 games without a touchdown catch. He's back on the board. A 16-yard touchdown catch by Reggie Wayne from Ken Dorsey. Dorsey's first touchdown pass of the night.
And make it 7 touchdowns on the season for Reggie Wayne. Just a fade pattern. Nice pitch and catch to the outside. That's what you're more used to seeing with Ken Dorsey, being on target and getting close. A nice play call and a great move off the line of scrimmage. Reggie Wayne freezes the cornerback, goes outside, and uses his speed for 6 points.
Makes it 34-17 with the extra point attempt upcoming. Todd Severs gets it away and puts it through. And with 3:43 left to go in the third quarter, the Hurricanes awaken with a touchdown drive, and they're up now 35-17 back at the Orange Bowl on Fox Sports Net right after this.
Speed Pass from Mobile. Now you can refuel inside the store too. It's another way Mobile keeps you ahead.
Now you can receive a short text message over the internet. Then send back an answer. Or simply type in one of your own. Introducing two-way internet messaging, only from Nextel.
Hit the road this fall with the best finance rate of the year on select 2000 Chevy trucks during Truck Month. Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on Chevy S10 and Blazer 4-door. That's up to $3,900 in finance savings on S10, up to $5,600 in finance savings on Blazer. Hurry, Truck Month ends October 31st. Get 0 APR on S10 and Blazer 4-door. See your Chevy dealer now.
You're watching Miami Hurricane football on Fox Sports Net. Due to time constraints, we move ahead to further action. Back at the Orange Bowl, Hurricanes start 1st and 10 from their 20-yard line. Will McPartland in at fullback for the Canes. The give is to Clinton Portis, who surprisingly is seeing action tonight. There goes Portis to the outside, across the 35, dragged out at the 36-yard line. Quincy Stewart and Michael John Leonard making the tackle, so Clinton Portis seeing his first action since before the Rutgers game.
And the crowd really giving Clinton Portis a wonderful welcome back, and would you expect him to do anything less but to break a big play the first time he touches the football? You see there about a 17 to 20-yard gain. Nice cut to the outside. He shows you that speed that you've missed out of Clinton Portis.
Well, Portis, we saw him before the game dressed out, John, but we thought it was just kind of a courtesy type of thing. Didn't really expect to see him this week, coming off the broken toes. Again, Portis picks his way through to the 40, and Gray, the safety, makes a nice tackle after a gain of close to 5 yards. Coming into the night, Portis with that 12-yard average. And, of course, he had a big game against the Washington Huskies, but broke his toes, couple of toes, prior to the Rutgers game, and has not seen action since then. 2nd and 5 coming up for Miami. Clock moving with 1:13 to go, third quarter. Intercepted by Thomas again. Carlin Thomas intercepts that quick hitch from Ken Dorsey, his 3rd interception of the night. John, I'm not believing what I'm seeing.
That's just an unbelievable play by Carlin Thomas at the line of scrimmage to have enough presence to get his hands up, not only to get it up and deflect it, but to go ahead and catch the football.
4th turnover of the night for Miami.
He sees it right away. That's just a great read by an experienced defensive lineman. He's only a sophomore, but you could tell he stopped rushing. As soon as he saw Ken Dorsey's eyes and the ball raise up, he stops rushing and actually retreats into the passing lane, and that's great concentration by Carlin Thomas.
Well, another chance for Tech to get back in the game. First down from the Miami 30. McCown, shovel pass, Simon. Run down nicely by Matt Walters, who made the tackle. Ball came loose, but after Simon had hit the ground, Matt Walters held that to about a 3-yard gain.
Well, Matt Walters hasn't played a lot, number 91 in green right there in your screen for the Hurricane defense, but when he's been in there, he's made some plays and he's been around the football. That time a tenacious tackler, just dogged on the ball carrier.
And you can tell Ken Dorsey's having a hard time figuring out what's going on. Sometimes,
Frank, you shake your head. You have these nights as a quarterback, and you just got to get back in and get in your rhythm, but that's just a great play by a defensive lineman.
Simon in motion on a 2nd and 7. McCown against the 4-man rush. Throws underneath, complete. Jordan inside the 20. And the 230-pounder carries Miami tacklers in, and a late flag comes in as well.
I think they're going to call number 26, Aaron Mosier, on piling on the maybe a personal foul, late hit.
Can somebody please end this quarter?
We only got 14 seconds left. Hopefully in those 14 seconds, Miami's defense can keep Tech out of the end zone.
Personal foul on the Canes. With the exception of the one possession where Dorsey found Reggie Wayne, this quarter has been a nightmare for Miami.
After the play was dead, we have a personal foul, late hit against the defense. The penalty is half the distance, a goal, 1st and goal.
Frank, let's see if we can take another look and see the last green jersey on this pile, but looked like James Jordan did a nice job of lowering his head and taking it to the Miami defense in the secondary. He hasn't been shy to force the contact. We can see the late hit right there coming in from the right of your screen.
It was
definitely
Mosier.
A late hit, and it looked like 26, Aaron Mosier, right there.
Yep. Well, he actually hit his own guy. He kind of went over Jordan, but the penalty was there. We are run down to the end of the 3rd quarter. After 3 periods of play in Miami, this thing is not over yet. It's Miami 35, Louisiana Tech 17, and Tech is threatening. We'll be back at the Orange Bowl for the 4th quarter right after this on Fox Sports Net.
Rich, we're going public with the news. Let me know how soon you can get everyone together. Email me. Andy, David, can you deliver 4 cases of champagne? Hold on. By 3? Great.
Introducing Nextel Online, the new wireless internet services from Nextel.
Uh-oh. How'd she find out? Oh, my clubs. Oh, gee. Oh. She didn't. Sparky.
Do you need a car? At AutoNation.com, you get our lowest price online. Guaranteed. AutoNation.com. Start here.
Sweet revenge, Sparky.
Butch Davis, and he has reason to be concerned. His team is kind of slogging along. They have a 35-17 lead, but Louisiana Tech with a 1st and 10 at the Miami 7-yard line as we start the 4th quarter. McCown, 3-step drop. Fade route, Jordan, incomplete. Leonard Myers had the coverage. That, by the way, was Tech's 68th offensive snap.
Wow.
And their 53rd pass attempt.
They're not shy about throwing the football, and that time James Jordan, the senior, you thought his head might have turned around a little earlier and he might have been able to make a play or at least an attempt to go up and catch his football. He never looks back for the ball until he's in the end zone or he doesn't pick it up. Nice coverage by Leonard Myers in any event, but a bad play on the outside by James Jordan.
2nd and goal from the 7.
If I'm Miami, I got to watch the short side of the field here.
McCown, bubble screen, Jordan dragged down, nice play, Maurice Sykes. Jordan might have been able to get back to the line of scrimmage, or marking him about the 8, so it's a loss of 1.
They haven't had success on that particular play. It's just like a bubble screen to the wide side, and you see Luke's numbers on the evening: 345 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. He's thrown it 54 times. Last week against Auburn, he had a career completion record, a freshman NCAA record, so he's well on his way to having another big night.
47 of 65 last week against Auburn. 3rd and goal from the 8. McCown, inside screen, Daig is going to walk in for a touchdown. Delwyn Daig, who scored twice last week against Auburn, that little screen pass that's worked so well tonight, and Miami really hasn't been able to figure it out.
And they haven't figured it out to the short side. That's when I thought they were going to go 2 plays later to that play to the short side. This time they come on 3rd down to the short side and absolutely walk into the end zone. Miami's got to come up for an answer with this short screen. All he does is flood the wide side, look there, and then his lineman just escort him right into the end zone. No one there to touch Daig, and now with the extra point conversion, Louisiana Tech closes that gap to 35-24.
Still 14 minutes and 10 seconds left to go at the Orange Bowl. Miami's defense been on the field a long time in this third quarter. He looks to the one side of the field and throws back to the other. But, John, I'm not sure, why Leonard Myers is so far off him on a 3rd and goal from the 8.
Well, Frank, there's only one guy out there to the short side. There's only one receiver, so you put your cornerback out there. And with all the people flooding the far side or the field side, one look over there sends the linebackers and everybody to the wide side. Those linemen are coming out. It's almost 3-on-1 to the short side.
Well, Miami not the only team struggling this weekend. Number 1 Nebraska going down. Virginia Tech finally had a tough time beating Pittsburgh with Worley with the field goal with 16 seconds left. Clemson falling to Georgia Tech. Look at that Oregon State in overtime. Oh my goodness. Florida surviving, and K-State falls to Texas A&M. 5-play 30-yard drive after Ken Dorsey's 3rd interception of the night. And Tech cashes in on the turnover, a minute 51. Delwyn Daig with the touchdown reception. And Miami, which gives up an average of 17 points a game, has been hit for 24 by Louisiana Tech. This is a team that Kansas State beat 56-10, that Penn State beat 67-7.
And the way Penn State's been going this year, you got to wonder how.
Well, I just think Miami just not ready to play in the second half. Here's Andre Johnson at the 10. Johnson's got a room here. There goes Andre, 35, and down at the 35-yard line right there. That's where Miami will start 1st and 10. Ulysses Allen, backup defensive back, made the tackle for Louisiana Tech on the special teams. There's the scoring drive. Delwyn Daig gets pronounced with an 8-yard touchdown reception. Well, John, Miami needs to score right here. You don't want to give this team the confidence that they can hang in there and pull off an upset.
Well, Miami hasn't put together a drive that's gone 6 minutes or 5 minutes. They've scored, but they've scored within 2 minutes. They need to take some time off the clock on this drive.
Pitch to Portis. Got a good block from McPartland. And Portis dragging tacklers up near a 1st down. Bobby Gray, the safety, making the tackle, will be about a half-yard shy of a 1st down.
Gotta like the way Clinton Portis sees his holes and bobs and weave, but he continues to go forward as we have a Louisiana Tech player down on the play.
Appears to be Jerome Wallace, the middle linebacker. Clinton Portis surprisingly seeing action tonight, and Butch Davis trying to jumpstart his offense here in the second half.
Yeah, nice speed to the outside, but you see him always moving forward. Even though he's gearing down in the hole, he's picking and bobbing and weaving inside of that hole and moving forward towards that 1st down. Like the way Clinton Portis handles the football.
Portis, the sophomore out of Gainesville, Florida, had a big freshman year. As you see Wallace getting to his feet. And you know what, John, Miami's done a good job this year not looking past people in the Rutgers game, in the Temple game, but tonight, I don't know. They seemed okay in the first half, but this third quarter was just a disaster, basically.
And I think the matchup of the way Tech plays offense does not match up well with Miami's defense. They can't get their big defensive linemen in there and rush the passer and be physical. I think this is the worst setup for Miami's defense, playing a team that throws a lot of screens and tries to nickel and dime you.
Well, Ken Dorsey comes into the game with 1 interception on the season. He's thrown 3 tonight against the defense, which has really stopped nobody this year. Here's Portis just looking to get the 1st down, and he should have it up to the 46-yard line. Taken down by Brian Bradford, the linebacker. But that will move the chains with 13:25 left to go in the game.
And that's the important thing right now, moving the chains and getting that clock started right now after they get the chains set. Clinton Portis knew he just needed a yard for the 1st down, fought hard, probably the toughest yard he'll fight for all evening.
Butch Davis's team had a 28-10 lead at halftime. It's down to 35-24. And Miami guilty of 4 turnovers for the 2nd week in a row. Counterplay to Portis. Skips to the outside. Portis to midfield into Tech territory. And will pick up 5 on 1st down. Moses Love, the defensive lineman, made the play, number 68 for Louisiana Tech. That'll be 2nd and 5 for the Hurricanes.
Nice little run there by Portis. He wanted to go inside, but where the hole was supposed to be, there wasn't a hole. He tiptoes back to the outside and gains 5 yards. Nice lateral movement by Portis.
Darrell Jones and Andre King in at wide receiver for Miami on a 2nd and 5. Give to Portis. Portis busting through. Portis to the 40, 35, and finally taken down after he picks up nice yardage to almost the 33-yard line. Leonard and Gray, the safeties, combined to make the tackle.
You see Portis changing gears there. You get all 3 runs in the last 3 that he's capable of doing. When there's a hole there, he can explode to it. But when there isn't there, he doesn't run up the offensive back of the offensive lineman. You see great blocking at the point of attack by Joaquin Gonzalez, 73, the right tackle. Does a nice job getting the corner, as well as Martin Bibla doing a nice job. Turn back, and then he just follows 63, Scott Puckett, all the way down inside the 35.
Gain was 16 yards. Here's Portis again. Picks his way through and gets another nice gain on 1st down. He got 6 yards. Antonio Crow, number 17, credited with the tackle for Louisiana Tech. It'll be 2nd and 4 for Miami.
This is the drive the doctor ordered, Frank. This is what they want to do. Grind it out now. Put the ball in the hands of their offensive lineman and Clinton Portis. Let them do the rest of the work to finish this game off. Does a nice job.
LaFair.
Yeah, LaFair, number 79, right there at the point of attack, winning that battle.
Came off one guy, got another, created the hole for the 7-yard gain. From the 27, 2nd and 3. Portis again. Clinton puts his head down, trying to move the pile. And finally they blow it dead at about the 22-yard line. That is enough for a 1st down. Wallace, number 41, and Leonard, number 10, making the tackle for Louisiana Tech. But Miami will move the chains again with 11:29 left to go.
Will McPartland getting some extensive playing time in this 2nd half. Looks like he's healthy back again from that concussion. That's good to see.
Will, as usual, doing a nice job on the lead blocks. Sebastian Ibis,
back in uniform
in his new look green jersey. Love the green jerseys, don't like them with the green pants. 1st and 10 Canes from the 22. Portis again. Portis to the 20. Cut it inside. Clinton down to the 13-yard line and very close to 1st down yardage. Quincy Stewart along with Brian Bradford making the tackle.
Doesn't look like there's much running room, but Clinton Portis is finding it this evening in the Orange Bowl. Bobbing and weaving to the outside, making himself small through the hole, and then he explodes to the back end of it. Good job. Great line surge that time. And see the nice cut there, cutting off inside number 18, Jason Olford, the cornerback, making him stand still.
2nd and a yard for Miami. Stretch play to Portis. Cuts inside a Mercer block, inside the 10. 1st down Miami at the 8-yard line. Again, Wallace, number 41, on a tackle. And it's a 1st down Hurricanes in the red zone at the 8-yard line.
Like the way this Miami offensive line is starting to take their initiative out on this defense of the Bulldogs. They're finally wearing them down now. Miami really out physicaling them at the point of attack, but the linemen for the Bulldogs, Frank, they're only 250, 240, 220. They should be doing this at the point of attack.
Portis 10 carries, 78 yards tonight. 1st and goal from the 8. Portis with the football. Goes nowhere. Number 93, Clint Ellsworth, making the tackle. 1st time we've called his name tonight.
Yeah, and someone else that's been around the football, Carlin Thomas, number 92, also in on the tackle. He's had a big night for this Bulldog defense. 2
interceptions by a defensive end. When was the last time we saw that?
I don't know. It's been a long time.
I can't ever remember seeing that in a college game. Portis coming out of the game now to an ovation as Najee Davenport reports in to play the tailback spot. 10th play of the drive upcoming. Mercer in motion. This is Davenport. Runs into a wall. And he'll lose a yard. Number 91, Quincy Miles, made the hit at the 10-yard line. It'll be 3rd and goal.
You'd like to see Miami push it in for a touchdown and not settle for a field goal here with 9:17 and counting remaining in the game. Clinton Portis gets a well-deserved rest on the sideline for the Hurricanes.
Approaching 9 minutes to play. Hurricanes with an 11-point lead. A much tougher than expected game against these Bulldogs from Ruston, Louisiana. Dorsey gives it to Davenport on the draw, and he'll score. That is a good call by Larry Coker.
Beautiful call, and I I really tell you what, it was set up by Ken Dorsey. It looked like he was checking off, looking outside. A nice draw play to Najee Davenport and a big block by Greg LaFleur, number 79. Right in the middle of your screen when we see it again. Just a beautiful block down the middle. Najee really just goes in untouched for the Hurricane touchdown.
Well, you think it was a checkoff?
No, I don't think it was a checkoff. I think Kenny was playing the role of possum there.
Seaver's conversion attempt is up, and it is good. And with 8:48 left to go in the football game, Miami has stretched their lead out. It's now 42-24. Najee Davenport with the 10-yard touchdown run.
Are here to ice the competition this season, and you can be with them every step of the way. Join the Florida Panthers, Bud Light, and Fox Sports Net at South Florida Quarterdeck locations for the 2000-2001 Coolest Bars Tour. Come on out to a Quarterdeck location nearest you on the date on your screen. You'll enjoy watching the Cats on the road on Fox Sports Net. Plus, you can take part in interactive games, trivia contests, and prize giveaways. So come on out to Quarterdeck and catch Panthers hockey with Bud Light and the television home of the Panthers, Fox Sports Net.
Najee Davenport and Clinton Portis, the guys who did the bulk of the work on that last touchdown drive for the Hurricanes, which began at the Miami 35-yard line. The Canes go 65 yards, and on a 3rd and goal from the 10, a draw call, and it works to perfection.
Yeah, good job by Dorsey keeping his head downfield. There's the block by number 79, LaFleur, right about the 4-yard line. You see Davenport talking to number 28, Clinton Portis, on the sidelines, but just a great job right there on number 41, Wallace, the linebacker, by LaFleur. And the two running backs talking on the sideline, and Clinton Portis said something like, well, let me get this straight. I drove all the way down there, and then you go untouched for the touchdown. How does that work? How do we change roles on that?
And a pancake block from Bryant McKinney.
That's right.
On that touchdown. 11 plays, 65 yards, 5 minutes and 22 seconds off the clock. As you said, John, just what the doctor ordered. Here's Seaver's kickoff. And it goes through the end zone. And they'll bring it out to the 20. 1st and 10 for the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs. And let's see if the Miami defense can come up with a stop here.
There's the boys that made it happen, Frank. Davenport on the left and Portis on the right. 11 plays, 65 yards. That's what you like to see. 5 minutes and 22 seconds. 10-yard run by Davenport. But Miami's offense hasn't been able to do that in the 3rd quarter. If they'd have done that in the 3rd quarter, this game may have been out of reach in the 3rd quarter.
I'll guarantee you this. Miami's defensive unit will sleep well tonight from sheer exhaustion. McCown out of the shotgun, as usual. Under some pressure. Damian Lewis has him for the sack. 2nd sack of the night by the Hurricanes, and the first one for Damian Lewis since the Washington game.
And that's 2 on the season for big number 92, Damian Lewis. He's been out with some injuries in the middle of the season, but he comes back tonight, finally gets to the quarterback.
Loss was 4.
Miami's only been rushing 2 or 3 people. Normally it's been the linebackers that have been getting close, but this time Damian Lewis says, I see you in my sights, you young quarterback. I'm going to put you on the ground.
And that's what Greg Schiano was talking about. McCown had to hold it for that extra second, and that's when the sack came. 2nd and 14. And there goes McCown again. Got away from Cornelius Green.
He's got him.
Throwing deep for Daig. Incomplete and nearly intercepted. Reed and Myers both back there, and McCown comes up limping again.
It looked like number 91, Matt Walters, was back there as well and gave him a shot. But Daig almost comes up with the circus catch. Good job by McCown, throwing it about as far as he could. And he's going to need a play. It looks like he's hurting on the sideline or going to the sideline. But here's the jump ball, and this is what an experienced receiver does. He tries to attack the football. Actually should have caught it because he wasn't hit. Edward Reed and Leonard Myers close on the play, but it falls harmlessly to the ground.
3rd and 14. And Cornelius Green missed an opportunity at a sack. He had McCown in his sights. McCown got away. 2-man rush for Miami. Over the middle, intercepted. Marquise Fitzgerald with the pick at the 29-yard line, and Miami takes over 1st and 10. 3rd interception of the night for the Hurricanes, who came into the game second in the country in interceptions behind Virginia Tech.
Well, that time you got to credit the defensive secondary. Nowhere to throw the football for Luke McCown. He tried to force it in down the middle of the football field, but Marquise Fitzgerald gets his second interception of the season. You see right there, coach and quarterback trying to figure it out, but it was great coverage in the secondary by Miami. Only rushing 2. They're dropping 9, and Fitzgerald in the perfect spot to intercept that pass.
Third turnover of the night for Louisiana Tech. Third interception by the Hurricanes.
Yeah, just all over number 6, Ali, coming on the crossing route.
1st and 10 inside the 30. Portis puts his head down and gets close to the 26-yard line. Ellsworth there on the tackle, along with Carlin Thomas, number 92. Well, Carlin Thomas has had a night to remember, a defensive end with 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's been all over the field. This guy's done a great job, and there you see the numbers, the total yards. Rushing for Louisiana Tech has not been real good, but throwing the football, they've done a nice job. 349 yards. Miami picking it up a little bit better in the second half.
Second and about 7 for the Canes. McPartland in motion. Dorsey on the rollout. Complete to Santana Moss. Skips out close to first down yardage. Just shy of it at the 20-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd and 1. Brian Bradford ran him out.
Nice throw on the run by Ken Dorsey to Santana Moss on the outside. Looked like they picked it up a little bit better here in the 4th quarter, because that 3rd quarter was something to throw in the garbage can. Nice job. Good timing. They got their timing back on the out route. Santana runs out of real estate, but that'll bring up a 3rd and 1 for the Hurricanes.
The 3rd quarter, with the exception of 1 possession by Miami, like you said, you just want to throw it out. And 3rd and 1. Portis runs into his own blocker. Now he's in trouble. He fights his way toward the first down, and he's going to be close. Mondale Bates, the backup middle linebacker, number 43, along with 42 Bradford, making the tackle. And from where the linesman on the far side has it spotted, it appears from here that he's got the first down.
We're going to see. We're going to roll the dice, go 3 for 3 for Frank tonight. 6:55 left to go. Miami 42, Louisiana Tech 24.
Yeah, they're not even going to measure. Look at that.
Man. Did you get that laser surgery done? Something's going wrong here.
Not yet.
That's a great run there by Portis. That's his second great 1-yard run of the second half for Clinton Portis. Just to get close to the first down, he gets the first down. 1st and 10 for the Canes. Ball on the 19-yard line.
6:43 with the clock moving. Mercer resets to the left side of the formation. Give to Portis. McPartland in front. Good block. Clinton Portis to the 10. Run out of bounds. And boy, I'll tell you what, that should be a late hit, but they're not going to call it. They called 2 of those already tonight. To me, that was the same play. Crow and Price combining on the tackle, but it's a Miami first down, and now a flag comes in at the 14-yard line. It's going to be holding on the Canes.
Yeah, I think they're going to call that outside on number 84, Andre King, on the play. What a block by Will McPartland, the fullback, number 35.
Let's see if we can pick up where the penalty is. First of all, if we can see the block by McPartland.
Left side of your screen, you see McPartland on the outside. You see the result of the block on Bobby Gray. And you're right, Frank, 49 coming in late. Price. But I think the hold was on the outside on number 31, Curtis Speller, maybe before we could see it on the replay.
I take it back. That's a good hit right there. He's still in. Got a better angle on that replay. So now the ball moved back. It's a 1st and 15 to the 24-yard line. The spot of the foul was the 14. .6:31 left to go. Miami trying to close this thing out. Dorsey complete to Davenport, takes a hit, bumped out of bounds, short gain to the 22-yard line. Curtis Randall making the tackle. Attendance at this game, 46,617.
Good crowd on a good night for football.
There will be a bigger crowd next week against Virginia Tech, but I'll tell you this, the Canes have got to play a lot better next week if they intend to win that football game.
It seemed like a lot of the top teams today really struggling to get victories, especially the number 1 team in the nation.
The other thing is you worry about the status of Al Blades and Dan Morgan. 2nd and 12 for Miami. Short side pitch to James Jackson. Jackson puts his head down. Curtis Randall makes the tackle inside the 18-yard line. Clock continues to move. It'll bring up 3rd and about 7. James Jackson, after a big first half, came out and carried a couple times, got no yards in the 3rd quarter, and then Clinton Portis came into the game and really lit a fire under the Hurricanes.
And actually, as you said, we didn't expect Clinton to play.
This is a 3rd and 8 from the 18-yard line. Canes have to get to the 10 for a first down, just inside the 10. Dorsey out of the shotgun. Flips it to Jackson, complete at the 15. JJ going to be short of a first down by about a yard. Mondale Bates 43 and Curtis Speller 31 combining on the tackle. We'll see how Butch Davis decides to play this. Now where they have it marked, it's almost 2 yards short of a first down.
Looks like they're going for it.
No, there's no sign of the field goal unit. Miami will go for it on a 4th and about 2. They have to get just inside the 10-yard line. Play clock down to 6. 2. They got the play off. Dorsey. And that pass looked like it was deflected. He had Wayne open at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, definitely deflected at the line of scrimmage. He had him open probably a second before he decided to throw it. Reggie Wayne on the under route, King on the over. And you see a disappointed quarterback walk into the sidelines after a 4th and 2 try.
So Miami does not cash in on the turnover, the Marquise Fitzgerald interception. Calling all Canes fans, don't miss the Big East Showdown when Virginia Tech arrives in the Orange Bowl on November 4th to face the Hurricanes. Virginia Tech tickets are still available, but are going fast. Order yours by calling 1-800-GO-CANES. 4:56 left to go in this football game. 1st and 10, Louisiana Tech from their 11 after Miami turns it over on downs. McCown out of the shotgun. Over the middle, complete to Daigle. Philip Buchanan there for the tackle. It's a gain of about 6. Second down upcoming, and Delwyn Daigle comes up a little bit tender, holding on to his hamstrings.
Yeah, there's been a couple guys on that Bulldog offense that have holding their hamstrings. John Simon looked like going down the sideline, may have got a little tweak in his hamstring there. Daigle, the junior wide receiver, holding both legs going off the field.
Got to talk about Jack Bicknell III, the head coach, who you just saw. His last game as a college football player, he was the center for Boston College in the Hale Flutie game.
Right.
And we understand during the walkthrough yesterday, he went out and he laid down near midfield at the very spot where he was laying when Doug Flutie threw the pass to Gerard Phelan to beat the Hurricanes back in, was it 84?
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people get to see that every year, and Hurricanes fans want to turn the other way every time they see it.
On second down, McCown throws it out, complete to Simon at the 25 and steps out at the 26 with a first down for Louisiana Tech. Edward Reed there to usher him out.
You can see how this Bulldog offense gives defenses fits, Frank. They spread the field on you so much by formation, and then they have a freshman quarterback that distributes the football. He's not selfish about going to one guy. He'll throw it to everybody that's open. So they do a good job. Coach McNeil does a nice job scheme-wise with this offense, and really they wear you down defensively.
4:24 left to go in the game. First down for the Bulldogs. Ball just past their 26-yard line. Simon in motion again. Over the middle, complete to Ali, but taken down right away at the 30-yard line. Nice hit by Maurice Sykes, the redshirt freshman out of Monsignor Pace High School in Miami. Seeing some significant action tonight for the first time in his career.
Yeah, he has on special teams, made some nice plays. This time, watch the closing speed by Sykes, 36. Wraps up Ali immediately after he catches the football.
Gain was 4, 2nd and 6 for the Bulldogs. We're under 4 minutes to go. Three-man rush. McCown with time. Incomplete. A little too far for Fahim Ali. James Lewis there to deliver a hit as the ball fell to the ground. It's 3rd and 6.
Yeah, just too high for Ali, but it was forced high by Buchanan. The underneath coverage made him throw the football a little bit higher and down the field more than he wanted to. Nice effort by Ali to try to get a hand on it, but it falls harmlessly to the ground. It brings up 3rd and 6, Frank, as you said, with 3:46 left to go in the game.
Miami with the one defensive lineman, Damian Lewis, in over center. Clark and Campbell, the linebackers, line up at defensive end on a 3rd and 6. Pressure from Campbell, pass incomplete. And Leonard Myers delivered a blow on Ali, or rather John Simon, who was the intended receiver.
Leonard Myers that time disregarding the football, saw the knockout punch the entire way and just goes for it. Big hit by the cornerback, the senior, right there on number 8, John Simon. Simon's been taking a beating tonight, and this one will add to his rest on the trip back to Louisiana.
4th and 6. And Tech with no choice with 3:42 left to go for it.
And John's a tough kid. He's been taking hits all night as you see him walk off. Courageous player. He's been very productive this evening.
Timeout called by Louisiana Tech. We'll take a timeout. 3:42 left to go. The Bulldogs hanging in there. It's 42-24 Miami over Louisiana Tech. We'll be right back from the Orange Bowl after this.
This is an ordinary cell phone. This is Nextel, and it's going to change the way you do business thanks to Direct Connect, its digital two-way radio feature. Frank, you see it? Not yet. It ensures instant contact. Bridget.
Got it.
Cost a fraction of cellular. It just passed. And it makes other cell phones...
Ready now.
Obsolete.
Direct Connect from Nextel. How business gets done.
After Hurricane Andrew, insurance companies tried to drop 800,000 policies.
We set deadlines for those claims to be taken care of. The industry took us to federal court, but we won.
I couldn't even afford insurance for my daughter until Tom started the Healthy Kids Corporation.
150,000 kids have insurance who didn't before.
That man fought for me when I had nothing left.
We need Tom Gallagher's bold, innovative leadership again.
There are lots of ways to equip a car. And right now, when you buy a new 2001 Chevy Cavalier, we'll give you $2,500 cash back. So you can equip your Cavalier any way you like.
Bonus.
The $2,500 Chevy Cavalier bonus. Residency restrictions apply. Call for details. And see your Chevy dealer before it ends October 31st.
Now you can get even more live, local, in-depth coverage of your favorite sports news from around Florida. Don't miss Florida Sports Tonight, Monday through Friday, live at 7 p.m. 30 intense, detailed minutes of the latest scores, highlights, and breaking news about all Florida sports teams and newsmakers. Florida Sports Tonight, weeknights at 7, exclusively on Fox Sports Net. A 4th and 6 for Tech. McCown over the middle, complete first down up at the 44-yard line. Fahim Ali making the catch, James Scott making the tackle. That was the 79th snap tonight.
Wow.
And a record 63rd pass attempt, most ever against a Hurricane team. 63 passes.
Well, Luke's got to be a tired young man for a freshman. He's a 6'4" and 190-pound freshman. He's got a nice frame to build into. He throws the ball very well, as was evidenced all night.
1st and 10 with 3:19 to go. Count against the 3-man rush. Moves out of the pocket.
He's got him.
Throwing deep. And that ball is broken up by Edward Reed. The intended receiver was Frank Thompson, number 39. And give Reed credit for the breakup. Coming into the game, Edward with 3 interceptions, 11 passes defensed, and you look at McCown's numbers.
I'm tired looking at the numbers. 38 completions. Now, he completed 47 passes last week against Auburn. 64 attempts, 3 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. He's hit 6 different receivers for 382 yards.
2nd and 10. This is a tough offense to play against. It really is.
They'll wear you down.
Again, the 3-man rush. Pass complete to Addison. Addison escaped 1 tackle and stepped out of bounds near midfield. Picked up about 5. It'll be 3rd and 5. And you see McCown still limping around.
Yeah, that happened early in the first half, Frank. He's done a good job of keeping himself in the football game, and he actually has still moved around pretty well, and he's been under duress. Damian Lewis has been after him. Matt Walters has been after him. Cornelius Green has been after him.
Canes have 2 sacks tonight. 3 interceptions. On a 3rd and 5. With under 3 minutes to go. Again, the 3-man rush. McCown steps up over the middle, incomplete, intended for Jordan, and Maurice Sykes with a nice hit to break up the play.
Boy, you called it. James Scott and Maurice Sykes in there right as the ball entered the receiver's hands. A nice breakup on the play. Good double team that time in the Miami secondary. Good throw on the football by Luke McCown down the middle, hangs in the pocket tough, but delivers a strike. 2 Hurricanes right there to separate the receiver from the football. You see the perfect timing right here. Should have been caught, but a nice hit delivered by 29 as well, James Scott.
4th and 5. McCown over the middle, complete to Jordan. He has a first down and more inside the Miami 40. Fumbled the football, but out of bounds. They're going to mark it back at the 36-yard line. 40 completions tonight for McCown. That is a record against Miami. Ty Detmer had the record of 38 back in 1990.
And James Jordan catches this ball with a head of steam going right to left. Nice catch and a nice run after catch. But as you said, the ball was out of bounds. They mark it back where his knee hit the ground.
Well, you can't fumble it forward out of bounds. They bring it back to the spot of the fumble. First down and a second straight 4th down conversion for Louisiana Tech. McCown double clutches over the middle, incomplete, batted down by James Scott.
Miami secondary onto the double in. They have 2 receivers going inside on dig routes, one shallow, one over the top. That time the ball was laid over the middle. Miami reacting very wisely on the play.
2:27 left to go.
Butch Davis on the sideline trying to get some more personnel into the football game.
And again, Tech bringing on guys late. Shifting formation. Second and 10. McCown on the quarterback draw. Down to the 27-yard line. He'll be about a yard shy of a first down. Miami with a 42-24 lead. They led it 28-10 at halftime. But it's been dead even here in the second half. And Ken Dorsey with not his best night. 1 touchdown pass, but 3 interceptions. It'll be 3rd and a yard for Louisiana Tech. Miami defense trying to hang on, salvage some pride here. 4 of 17 on 3rd down conversions for Tech. McCown with time. Now the play breaking down, throws it complete, but at the 25-yard line, that will be a first down. A nice catch. Jelani Lewis made the catch at the 25.
Jelani Lewis was yelling about 6 seconds before he got the football. He was hanging out on the Miami sideline, no one around him, but he couldn't get the attention of his quarterback. His quarterback finally sees him at the last second, just flicks it out to the sideline, and a great 2-yard catch by Lewis.
1:34 to go. First down inside the Miami 25. Another look at the play.
Yeah, and Lewis was just hanging out on the Miami sideline. Couldn't get the attention of McCown. He finally does. Pays the price, but gets the first down.
Simon goes in motion, making it a 5 wide out formation. 3-man rush. McCown stepping up. McCown being chased. Throws it out of bounds. Nice one-handed catch there by Daigle, standing about 1.5 yards out of bounds.
Looked like he was the shortstop just playing catch.
Very nonchalant.
McCown hurting a lot playing this game with 1:27 left to go in the 4th quarter. He needs a well-deserved rest after this football game.
Well, so does the Miami defense. I'll tell you that. They've been chasing guys all night. One thing about this offense, they really, really make you play every down. 2nd and 10. 1:27 left to go here in the 4th quarter. McCown on the draw to Simon. Simon trying to get to the outside, still in bounds, and finally run out at the 14-yard line, and he has a first down. Maurice Sykes ran him out there, but a first down again for Louisiana Tech.
Every play it looks like somebody's going to break down, and they end up coming back to the huddle and playing another down. And you see right there, Simon says, hey, I can't take anymore. Somebody's got to take my spot.
It's Corey Addison, number 26, who will come on in place of Simon. Clock stopped with 1:19 to go. Count out of the shotgun. Goes for that inside screen again, and incomplete, intended for Thompson. That wide receiver screen cutting underneath. It's been a very successful play for the Bulldogs tonight.
Yeah, especially to the short side, Frank. They've eaten up Miami on that screen play. That time Maurice Sykes doing a nice job trying to prevent the completion on the screen pass.
2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs at the Miami 14-yard line. McCown's going to wind up throwing 70 passes in this game. 17th play of the drive. McCown down the middle. Ali makes the catch, and he's going to score. Second touchdown of the night for Fahim Ali, and with 1:08 to go, Louisiana Tech has hung their 30th point on the board against this Miami defense.
Well, credit the freshman quarterback for hanging in the pocket. He's sore and he can't run very much. He said, hey, good job, Damian Lewis. Way to get after me all night. And I just glad I got in the end zone one more time. A nice throw. Ali never broke stride coming across the football field. That puts 30 points up on this Miami defense.
Fahim Ali coming into tonight, 5 catches, 2 for touchdowns. He's caught 2 tonight.
Yeah, he's had a big night tonight.
Conversion attempt by Scobie is good, and with 1:08 to go, it's Miami 42, Louisiana Tech 30. Well, John, and what do you make out of this performance tonight? 31, it's 42-31, excuse me. What do you make out of this tonight?
Well, for Miami, they're not going to see this offense the way they run it again, but you might see some variation of some screen plays next week, especially with Michael Vick throwing the football. You see there, just a nice pass, pitch and catch over the middle. Buchanan trying to chase, but he can't catch Ali. This is something that might concern the Miami team. They've been out on this football field, especially the defense in this second half, a number of plays. They've got nickel personnel in the football game all night. And you see right there, McNown giving thanks, a great pitch and catch by him. But you gotta have an answer for something like this. You knew you were going to face a team like this all night. They're going to throw the ball probably upwards of 80-some plays tonight. 72 attempts is an NCAA freshman record.
That was a 17-play drive, 89 yards, 3 minutes and 48 seconds. It's amazing. They've snapped the ball 90 times tonight, John.
I feel like they've snapped it 90 times tonight.
I mean, that's 2 games worth almost.
You see 70 plays, 81 yards. Ali, the 14-yard reception from McCown.
Well, they set up for the onside kick. Miami's going to win this game, but it hasn't been pretty. Loose football, and let's see, they got it back. Louisiana Tech got it back.
There's a penalty
flag, though, back by the kicker. Might have been offside. Illegal procedure against Louisiana Tech. And Jack Bicknell III. Well, that's a look that speaks volumes.
Yeah.
Illegal procedure. Kicking team. Less than 4 men on the side of the kicker when the ball was kicked. That penalty is refused. 1st and 10, Miami.
You got to have 4 guys at least on one side of the kicker when you kick off. They only had 3.
It looked like they had 4 guys in a line behind the kicker. And you see up top, they've got 6 guys running down. I'm not sure I understand it, but with 1:06 left to go, I'm glad it works out and Miami has the football.
This is the closest this game has been since Scobie's field goal made it 14-3. 21 seconds into the second quarter. Dorsey gives it to James Jackson. Jackson picks up about 6. Clock will continue to move. We're under a minute. Well, John, I don't know, but if I'm a Hurricane fan, I'm happy that they won, but I'm a little disappointed in the way they played tonight.
Well, I'm concerned, first of all, we have to figure out how these injuries are going to impact Miami next week going up against Virginia Tech. They were hit with a rash of bumps and bruises, and hopefully a lot of those guys will be able to bounce back and play next week. And secondly, as you said, Frank, you have to be concerned about the way they came out and played. A lot of mental errors, a lot of physical errors tonight.
Louisiana Tech outscored Miami 21-14 in the second half. Ken Dorsey will just take a knee here, and they will not have to snap the ball again. Well, it's a win, but it's not pretty, and it was a lot tougher than expected. And after losing to Auburn by 10 last week, they lose by 11 to Miami, does Louisiana Tech. So two very creditable performances by the Bulldogs. But if you're the Canes and ranked 4th in BCS, this game doesn't help you very much, aside from the fact that it goes in the W column.
Right, a win is a win is a win. And as the gun goes off, 42-31, Miami wins the football game. But as you said, Frank, this team has to regroup and really put on their best performance, a Florida State-like performance next week against Virginia Tech.
Well, the second half belonged to Louisiana Tech, surprisingly. The Bulldogs outscoring Miami 21-14, and Ken Dorsey's got to sit back and say, hey, I got to play a lot better than this. 3 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass tonight, and really in the third quarter did not look sharp at all. From about the midway point of the second quarter through the third, did not play well at all. The 2 freshman quarterbacks, the 2 number 11s, greeting at midfield. We'll take a break. We'll wrap it up from the Orange Bowl right after this.
You know what I love about Hong Kong?
What's that?
No leash. There's no way for the office to keep tabs on you.
Hello? Really? It's official? No, thank you.
What is that?
Nextel Worldwide works everywhere we do.
Well, that just means you're going to have to work everywhere, Bob.
Actually, it means you do. I just got promoted. You work for me.
Introducing Nextel Worldwide. One phone, one number, worldwide. Nextel, how business gets done.
Hi, I'm Randy McElvoy, inviting you to join us next for the 11 p.m. Regional Sports Report, Florida edition.
And I'm Ned Smith. It's a full 30 minutes of sports news surrounding your hometown teams.
Hey, the Bucs have been having their troubles, but a win knocks the Vikings from the unbeaten rank.
While the Jags and Cowboys locked in a must-win game in Big D.
So for 30 minutes of nightly sports news, 100% dedicated to Florida home team.
Join us next for the 11 o'clock Florida Regional Sports Report, only on Fox Sports Net.
आदाबर्स विक्रम शो से हम आपका स्वागत करते हैं। आज मेरे साथ एक मशहूर मेहमान अरुण दाती।
2 खिलाड़ियों का नाम अरुण दाती और भारत है। मगर ये देखो क्या हो रहा है। दोनों खिलाड़ी अब तैयार है। वो एक दूसरे के पास हंगामा हुआ। अरे यार एक दूसरे गलत आदमी को मारा। ये गड़बड़ हो रहा है। ये मामला मेक्सिको की सालगिरह लगता है। ये दीवानों का मेला लगता है। अरे क्या हो रहा है।
Hi, I'm Ned Smith. If you want to get away to a tropical island paradise, Atlantis and Fox Sports Net want to make your dreams come true. Your fantasy vacation could be just a click away. Now through November 26th, log on to Atlantis.com, click on the What's New box, and look for the Regional Sports Report icon to register for the weekend getaway to Paradise Sweepstakes. You could be on your way to a 3-day adventure for 2 at the luxurious Atlantis Paradise Island Resort. So log on, double-click, and enter today, courtesy of your 11 p.m. Regional Sports Report at Atlantis Paradise Island.
Miami Hurricanes football on Fox Sports Net has been brought to you in part by Nextel. Nextel, how business gets done. Call 1-800-NEXTEL-9. By Office Depot, taking care of business. And by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Florida. The best plan is the one you don't have to think about. Frank Fort, John Congemi back with you on Fox Sports Net from the Orange Bowl, where it's a wild and woolly game. Miami Hurricanes with a 42-31 win, a lot tougher than expected over Louisiana Tech, and just an unbelievable performance by Luke McCown, the freshman quarterback of Louisiana Tech, John. 42 of 72.
Wow.
And just both records against Miami, and an NCAA freshman record for attempts. And you know, they snapped the ball 90 times, so you know Miami's going to give up some yards, but the real concern for Miami is the 4 turnovers, the 3 interceptions thrown by Ken Dorsey. As we take a look at the final stats, you know, Miami ran the ball extremely well, 331 yards, and a lot of penalties in the game. Look at the first downs.
Yeah, and the inconsistency really is what you're worried about from Miami. They did get the most important thing was the victory. They rushed the football very effectively, but they gave up 418 yards throwing the football. You know, the turnovers, the penalties are a concern. When you go up against, when you have a Virginia Tech on the horizon, it's easy to look past this game, but this is a team that really came into this game only winning 2 ball games, and you wonder how, because they moved the football very efficiently on offense. Defensively, they weren't that bad, so Miami very lucky to get out of this football game, move on to the big game next week, and that's what we're all looking forward to.
And Miami's got to play a lot better in that one. So thanks for joining us here at the Orange Bowl. Catch more University of Miami football on Fox Sports Net Monday, November 6th at 7:30 p.m. when the 5th-ranked Hurricanes face number 2 Virginia Tech. The NHL has reemerged again here on Fox Sports Net, so tune in all season long for exclusive Florida Panthers action. Tomorrow night, it's the Panthers at the Continental Airlines Arena, and they'll face the defending Stanley Cup champion New Jersey Devils at 7 o'clock. Up next is your 11 p.m. regional sports report. For my broadcast partner and future member of the PGA Senior Tour, John Congemi, I'm Frank Fort saying goodbye. Once again, the final score, Miami 42, Louisiana Tech 31. So long, everyone.